Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Hope everyone is having a fine Friday. Um, my voice is a little scratchy. I had a sore throat the last few days. Wrigley was actually out of school Tuesday, felt better Wednesday, and then back out of school Thursday. Boston was out of school Thursday as well, and now also today. And mom life, I gotta keep on keeping on. So I'm here in the night. Just trying to swallow hurt so bad. I'm like, maybe this is how the Twilight vampires felt when they were thirsty because it just hurt so bad. Doing much better this morning. I mean, like when I swallow, or even just in general, there's like a dull ache going on. Um, Already had a nice cup of coffee, mushroom coffee, and a tea, and now I'm just drinking plain old hot water just to keep the pain at bay while we get going here. But if we have, let's see, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4 donations, but really it's like 2.5, just because those 1111 one-card reads are all, shorter than the full read that Brianna has donated for. So I still do have time and space and room for any other donations that want to come in. I probably can't do like 10 full questions today, but just because of the voice. But we're still going to do our giveaway, and we're expanding the giveaway. I had talked about this over on Wednesday's live stream about how we are going to, at every time there's a giveaway, I'm going to take into account everybody who entered that giveaway and write their name. I didn't have I can't find my page flags. I mean, I can find the ones I'm currently using to annotate my Save the Cat Writes a Novel, but I don't want to use those all up for this purpose. So I just cut some sticky notes up into little page flag sized little things that I can write whoever is here today's name on that wants to. Hello everybody. And this will be, we're going to put them in here for now until we start growing our nice little collection of page flags or cut up sticky notes. And what we'll do, and we'll just keep leaving everybody's name in there. So if you're here every live stream and you participate in every giveaway, you're gonna have a pretty good chance of winning week to week. And we're just gonna leave your name in there until we get so overwhelmed that we maybe will at some point do a reset and dump them all out and start over, but probably not anytime soon. And we will, like in weeks in the future, we will pull a name. And again, because it's from past live stream giveaway times as well, and you're here, but yeah, if you're here, you will win. If you're not here, but we pull your name, instead of putting it back, we will toss it, just because, keep making some room in here. But usually, I'd say most of the people that have been winning the giveaways have been like regulars, so they're most likely going to win time to time to time. And I guess that's just kind of a thank you for hanging out with me and sticking with me and joining us in the fun. So I'm gonna do some shout outs and say hello to everybody who is here. But that being said, if you are someone new, 10 weeks from now, and you enter a giveaway, you can still win during that live stream because your name will be in the hat. It might be a lot less names than, say the regulars, but your name will still be in there for future live streams or that live stream. All right, so Star is here. Welcome. Brandy Lynn, Earthy Deva. We got Cheyenne. Oh, Vicky is coming soon. Aw, she fell looking for her phone. Too funny. Valerie Lyon is here. Pika Lee. We got Wu-Tang Tia in the house. Linda H. Hello, everybody. Big fans, big fans. We should be thanking you because we would be lonely on Friday nights. Oh, too funny. Hello, Marlene. Yeah, it's a pleasure. I love being here, and I just want to keep giving back and saying thank you, particularly to those of you who join me week after week, or even a couple times a week after week. Appreciate each and every one of you nonetheless, no matter how often you come in, or if you pop in for a while and then you don't, and then you come back. I still love you. And this is just hot water for my throat. If you missed the very beginning intro, been dealing with some sore throat issues, and last night was so bad in the night, I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go live. But then waking up, just getting going and everything, I'm it's gonna just kind of throb and hurt whether I'm talking or not talking, but Yeah, so here we are. We're gonna do it. Other than that, I'm feeling all right. Maybe just a little tired, but yeah, we're gonna do it today. So to get us started, I'm thinking we're gonna use this deck. And we're going to pull a one card for everybody who wants it. And of course, at some later time during the live stream, we're going to be doing our giveaway and our one card pull using the pool of names from the people who enter our giveaway. So you will have to be at the giveaway portion of the live stream today to be able to get your name in the hat, so to speak, your name in the cup, for me to draw that out and do a one card pull on that. And that will not be, so like the giveaway, you will be able to ask your own question for that. But for the one card pull reading winner after the giveaway, it's kind of more like we're about to do, where you just, you get a card and it's not like you're asking a question. It just kind of pertains to whatever Spirit has for you that day. So, oh, yay. I'm so glad to be here. You're so welcome, Arlene. And thank you for showing up. You make this a better live stream. All of you, each and every one of you. All right, so if anyone wants a card, put the number 96 in the chat. We've got 10 people, but we had 9 people and 6 likes on the video. So put a 96 in the chat if you're looking to get a free one card pull, and we will get going. So Valerie Lyon is the first 96 I see. Valerie Lyon, here is your card for the day. Look at that, it's very beautiful. But it says here, transitions. You have all the inner resources you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. So if this is not pertaining to something you're currently going through, this might be in your very near future. And by very near future, I'm seeing over the next week. All right, Valerie, I hope that resonated for you. Let's get Michelle Lynn a card. And of course, as always, if it appears I have skipped you or what have you, usually or sometimes, what you guys type might come in a different order, especially if everybody's typing a 96 all at once. It might come in a different order on my back end of YouTube Studio. So I'm not purposely trying to skip anyone, and I will kind of do a last call or a roll call at the very end. So Michelle Lynn. And we have here sharing with the number 33. There is giving and receiving and giving. So this could look like volunteering. This also could just look like, sharing stories, sharing energy, hanging out, sharing a meal with family, friends, someone you love, someone you care about, or someone you're just meeting. Could really be a beneficial way to get some energy flowing in your life. All right, Pika Lee in the house. Let's get Pika Lee's card. All right, Pika Lee, we have wishful expectations. And I love the wheel energy and depiction here. This is beautiful. But it says, acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. And this to me feels like a shifting of belief systems, or even the way you felt about yourself or how you appear, whether this is your inner beauty, outer beauty. All of these things might be coming up right now for you to see the truth of the situation, that you are beautiful. All right. So Cheyenne, let's get Cheyenne a card. Cheyenne, too many. All right, Cheyenne, we have here metamorphosis, power and strength lie within our surrender to change. So yes, it might feel for you right now like you are in this chrysalis phase, but with that number 11, with the help of a friend, a sister, a partner, you are shifting, changing, morphing. You don't have to do it alone. There is support around you to be able to shift and change into this beautiful butterfly, being able to spread your wings and go the distance in your dreams. Beautiful. All right, Brianna. Let's get Brianna a card. And Brianna's card is home, the home card with the number 42. You might be doing some sprucing up, like organization or redecorating around your home. I mean, change of season kind of time, like right now going into fall is probably about, besides Christmas, about the only time I really want to like revamp my like decor. Normally, otherwise, it's just the same old, and I just kind of dust and try to move things around. But yes, Brianna, it says here, may your body be where a harmonious balance of love, strength, light, and pleasure lives. So the most relevant body or home that we have is our body. When we are incarnated, that's the home we take everywhere we go, kind of like the turtle in the shell or the hermit crab in the shell. So just really purifying your vessel or taking care, self-care vibes with that as well. for the weekend ahead. All right, Brandy Lynn. Let's get Brandy Lynn a card. Brandy Lynn. We have here moving forward with the number 28. So there's a new beginning. Very 8 of Cups energy, but really to me, it's like there's nothing you're having to leave behind. There's really nothing you're losing as a result of moving forward. So instead of leaving behind something no longer emotionally fulfilling, you're just like, let me just see where the road takes me. That's the kind of vibe I've got here. Yeah, the first step is taken within our stillness. So again, kind of maybe making plans and then taking action on the plans. I feel like you're already on the way with whatever this is, though, so you're already moving forward with something. All right, Linda H. Let's get Linda a card. We have here forgiveness. So hurt blocks are light. So there might be someone you are thinking of forgiving. This could even be yourself. I mean, one of the biggest people that we all probably need to, should, there really is no should, but, probably would benefit from forgiving would be ourselves and past actions we've taken, past resentments we've held, past things we've said, and even just ways we've allowed others to, facilitate this just nastiness toward us as well. Forgiving ourselves for allowing certain people in, maybe even. But with the number 26 here, it's like you're taking physical action or even mental or emotional action toward doing some forgiveness. All right. That could even be like, I'm seeing like a pile of like new things that you haven't used or something like that. Like, oh man, I shouldn't have bought all this. I'm never going to use it. Like just forgiving yourself that, maybe the whole purpose of buying it was to give you joy in the moment, something like that. Earthy Deva is next. Oh, my chat just jumped. Let me go back up. And forgive me, my throat is not 100% today. Okay, Earthy Deva. And we have here responding, not reacting. So very twin energy or twin flame energy here as well. The only control we have is in how we respond to the hand we are dealt. So, it is what it is kind of energy, or just acknowledging, okay, this is what's going on. And not just that fatalistic type of surrender, but surrendering to, okay, if I don't like the way things are, how can I shift it to something that feels more in alignment with who I am and what I want to experience? Okay, so Marlene, let's get Marlene a card. And Marlene, your card is Inner Life with the number 43, which, adds up to that very spiritual number of 7 that we're always talking about over here. And of course, this year, 2023, is a universal year number 7. So it's kind of the like inner, like going within and really learning the self-wisdom, self-knowledge, even a bit of self-care thrown in before next year, which adds up to a universal year number 8, which is all about forward momentum, going forward, driving forward, passion, purpose, all the fun things that are associated with 8. Financial boosts or downfalls, but hopefully boosts in 2024. But yeah, your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. Very nurturing vibes, nurturing energy. Very 7 of Pentacles, kind of mixed with the Hermit, kind of mixed with the High Priestess is really the vibe I'm getting here. Maybe even the World. I know this is more like, I don't know, it to me looks like a lotus, but there's almost like a universe or like a galaxy within that. So it's like there are galaxies within or untapped wisdom within you that you can tune in by slowing down just a bit, tuning in to that inner wisdom to allow that to come forward so you can make any big decisions or even small decisions. All right, Star, let's get you a card. And we have here, also responding, not reacting. And I'm really drawn now to the number 9 for your reading specifically. This is about closing out cycles where instead of actually hearing, if you are in some sort of like dialogue confrontation or like verbal confrontation with someone, instead of just having these like just automatic responses, maybe instead, even if this is the same old argument, it's like you're listening to it or stepping into this other person's shoes so you can really understand. And that's a way you can close out, especially if this is an argument that keeps coming up in a specific relationship, or if this is at work, like the same thing keeps happening. Instead of just responding in the same old way, this is you kind of pulling your energy back, really listening or really examining the information in front of you, and then responding to it, that way. All right, so Wu-Tang Tia, let's get you a card. Wu-Tang Tia. All right, and we have here the unknown, knowing the unknown, and very with the pillars here, this is very high priestess energy as well. There's kind of gateway, doorway kind of energy here as well. So this is stepping into the unknown, but not just stepping into the unknown, but knowing the unknown. So the unknown, the things you don't understand or might be confused about, or they aren't even on your radar yet, Tia, these are going to become known to you very soon, and there might be associated with some big changes you're making in your life, because the number 5 is all about change. So you might have some revelations or epiphanies about how you can make changes that are really going to benefit you moving forward. Sorry, got lots of phlegm and fun things going on with the throat today. I know I sound like a broken record, but we do have 12 people here, so I'm sure someone here has not heard me say that my throat hurts today. Welcome, Farah, new subscriber. If you have a specific question, for now we're just doing a free 1 card pull. So just put a number 96 in the chat, and I will take care of you with a free 1 card pull, and it might respond or correspond to what you're kind of wanting to know in the back of your mind. But to get a direct answer, you can book a personal reading by donating. That is linked at the top of the chat. Also in the description box below, there are 2 ways to donate, and the information about how to do so is there. To get a more, I guess, in-depth or more personal to you reading than what I'm just kind of giving away for free. So Seek, I see you're 96, and I'll raise you a voice. Ooh, look at this. So I don't know if you are also maybe kind of got a throat thing going on, or maybe getting over something, or maybe even just trying to speak your truth, something going on with that. But it says you are here to be known, so speak and be seen. So where you've maybe been holding back or hiding, or just not projecting yourself out into the physical reality the way that maybe you want to, you're going to start showing up and expressing yourself. This is a very throat chakra energy of self-expression, of really showing the world your art as well, Seek, whether your art is just your canvas of life, how you create it, or if you are literally an artist or a writer or a designer of some kind, a builder of some kind. Either way, this is you expressing yourself. All right. You're folding your kids' clothes and listening for your name. Oh, did I miss you? Did I miss you, Brandy Lynn? I want to say I did, maybe. I don't remember doing a reading for you. Did I skip you? Let me know, Brandy Lynn, if I skipped you, because I'm definitely not going to purposely skip you. Ethan, let's get Ethan a card. Hello, Amber. Welcome, welcome. Ooh, look at this one. So this is for Ethan. Women supporting women, or men supporting men, or whatever supporting whatever, you know. But this really is the number 22 here. It's adding up to building stable, like a tribe, or stable friendships, stable group dynamics in whatever it is you're participating in. But it says together we can transcend our individual limitations. So like there's safety in numbers is what I'm hearing, or like your wisdom, you know, and amplified with someone else's wisdom, really does serve everybody by coming together and really like bouncing ideas off each other as well. Could be some sort of common interest group as far as, you know, gaming, or some sort of fandom online as well. That's another way a lot of people will come together, or book clubs, or, you know, all sorts of things. But this would be really interesting to, you know, put yourself into a group dynamic that really feels supportive to you. All right. So Amber. Oh, she's home due to the flu. Yeah, we got some sore throats going on around here as well. All right, so Amber, your card is accountability. Responsibility is a gift of love to yourself and others. So, you know, as I'm always talking about that backpack full of bricks, she's got kind of a cornucopia full of rocks here that she's packing. And of course, after a while, that can just feel really stiff and really like it's weighing us down. So it might be that you're just taking accountability to yourself for the words you say, the actions you take, and not that you're pulling your energy back so much that you're not allowed to exist in your own home, or, you know, walking on eggshells. No, nothing like that. But just seeing where you could improve in any and every relationship could help that relationship and that relationship and that relationship. Because we are, as I always say here, we are the common denominator between all of our friendships, our family relationships, all the relationships in our lives. We are the common denominator. And if you're starting to see themes in a lot of your relationships where you always feel like people talk over you, or another thing could be where people are always stepping over your boundaries. Well, that's, not to just say it's all your fault. No. Um, but there's some part of you that maybe subconsciously shows that that's okay to do if multiple people are doing the same thing. And this is where you can take stock in, how am I allowing certain things, and how can I put up better boundaries and let these people know, or a person or whatever it is, know that I'm not to be talked to like that, or I am not, a doormat, or I'm not someone who's just going to be there to do this, that, and whatever. But yeah, taking accountability for the things you're responsible for, and then also giving accountability back to the other people for things you shouldn't have to be responsible for, and allowing them to take their own responsibility as well. All right, Kashfi, let's get her card as well. And we have here Lantern. Consciousness is light. Very like justice vibes, Libra vibes here as well. And the number 44, so she might be seeing the number 44 around a lot, but also the number 44 is about creating stability, or just enjoying the stability that's already been created. So very soon she's going to be the shining light. Lanterns are about the shining the light. The lantern doesn't have to stand around and ask permission to shine. It just shines. Of course, usually there's someone lighting it, but for sake of example, we all have an inner lantern that's already lit, and no one can blow that, flame out, no matter how hard they try. But this is just about shining her light. Love it. All right. There's a song, I'm a home, I am love. Oh, how cool. Oh, you've been designing a practice to it. Wow. Well, there's some good confirmation coming in for you. Let's see. I skipped something here. Oh, I'm leaving behind this Mercury retrograde. I'm so ready. Thank you much. All right. Okay. Yeah, TGIF, says Wu-Tang Tia. Thanks, Amanda. As I declutter, I am forgiving myself. I need to plan for my garage sale in November. Awesome. Yes, have fun with that. Some of the most fun I ever had was having this big garage sale. It was a lot of work, but I had so much fun. And I've only had it one time. But there was a lot to get rid of, and it was me and two other friends kind of donated their stuff to it, and just they helped me work it. It was so fun. That was 2013, already 10 years ago. So fun though. AJ, let's get AJ a card. All right, we have here inner integration with the number 40. And it says here, there is peace, equilibrium, and fulfillment in integrating the inner wild with the taming and tempering effect life has on us. So it's like you're taking, it's almost like these are all different versions. Of course, these are females, but for your example, the younger version of you, the slightly older version, on and on and on until that wise old man. And this really is about integrating what you have learned from those past experiences, mistakes, highs and lows, and only taking what's going to serve you, and of course healing or leaving the rest behind. But taking that wisdom you've gained along the way with you is going to be a key player in really feeling this sense of inner integration. Okay, and remind me, Brandy Lynn, if I did skip you. I just want to make sure. Oh, number 555 on your radar. You woke up at 1:11 last night. Lots of different emotions and focusing more on my inner world lately. That's awesome, Marlene. Oh, you have a bug with all sorts of issues. Yeah, no fun, no fun. Yeah, I've got the, kind of runny nose, phlegmy, fun, sore throat vibe going on over here. Oh, I did get you. Okay, good. I was like, I think I did, but I can't be 100% sure. Sometimes I'm just so in the moment that I don't know. Yes, I hope everyone is doing well as well. All right, so let's see. All right, last call. Anyone else who's just joining us who did not get a free one-card poll, we do have an ad coming in 2 seconds, but we're getting it. We're already up at 24 minutes. I usually like to wrap this up around the 20-minute mark. So get your number 96 in the chat if you would like a free one-card poll. Of course, hang out if you've missed the one-card poll and you still want a reading. Hang out for our giveaway. I'm giving away a reading. And then we're also going to be doing a drawing for yet one more one-card poll. For whoever wins the drawing today after the giveaway. All right. So, Farah, I think I had already told you kind of how we do this. So Put a 96 in the chat if you'd like me to pull you a card. It may or may not have anything to do with the question you're trying to ask. People just asking questions, I only reserve that for people who donate or the giveaway. So you still have a chance to win that today. All right. Oh, you couldn't comment in the chat. What the heck? Well, welcome, Jamie. I'm glad you're here. All right, and Jamie has donated. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and update that list right quick after I make sure I've hit everybody who has put a 96. All right. Thanks, Ethan, for explaining that. Thank you so much. And also Amber. Amber has helped to try to explain as well. Appreciate that. All right, Jamie, let's get Jamie's 96 taken care of here. Here we go. Ooh, we have here the number 11 with metamorphosis. And this is all about power and strength lie within our surrender to change. So you're gaining this power and strength by allowing these changes that you know or want to take place in your life. You're ready. You're ready. You're ready to come out of that chrysalis and, show the world what you got. And this is beautiful energy. Again, with the 11, that could be partnering up with someone. You don't have to do it all alone. Having someone to support you as you go through these shifts and changes. All right. 96, and hello to you too, Florence B. And KDR got in under the wire as well. All right, let's give Florence a card. Florence, we have inner life with the number 43, very spiritual vibes. Someone else got this card earlier as well. And yeah, this really is that inner life is a garden to be cultivated. I think it was Marlene that got this card. Take a quick drink. If my throat gets too dry or scratchy, I start coughing, and then that just makes it worse. So fun times. Anyway, yes, this really is about that inner wisdom, inner garden of life that you're cultivating, this knowledge, this spiritual power that you have that exists outside and of course inside the matrix as well, to be able to kind of put all these missing pieces together about who you are, what your mission is. So you might be working on that over the next few weeks, just really wanting some time alone to really understand who you are. Okay, KDR. I can see your messages, what you just typed. And then Jamie, I did your reading a second ago. So hopefully everything that you're saying is coming through. It was kind of weird Wednesday when we were doing Sandy's reading. I wasn't seeing some of her comments, but I was seeing others of her comments. It was so weird. All right, KDR, let's get your card. KDR. Ooh, we have the home card for you as well. So there might be some changes or shifts you're making to your home, or more to the point, the home that you take everywhere with you, which is your physical body, because it says here, may your body be where a harmonious balance of love, strength, light, and pleasure lives. And that number 42 adds up to a 6, which is about nurturing. It's about the self-care. It's about moderation and balance. And, getting enough sleep, I think, is really coming through for you. So either you are getting proper sleep, but it doesn't feel very restful, or you just know maybe I need to get a bit more sleep. There might be something specific to you about the message of sleep. All right. 96, how to restart. Oh, Tia, I think I did your reading. Yeah, I did see your 96 earlier, and I'm pretty sure. Oh, how long have I been reading tarot? And also, do you remember the first time you seen or heard about tarot cards? Since 1997, I was a freshman in high school back in 1997. And my mom, she's always been kind of woo-woo. So we didn't really get, though, our first tarot deck till 97. And yeah, my mom also has worked as a phone psychic, and I also did years ago in the year 2000. That was the first time I did. But yeah, so we've always kind of had it in our blood, I guess, to do it. But yeah, I've always been fascinated with. We even had this game. It's not really a game. It's more like a divination tool called Psychic Circle. But it basically diagnosed that my aunt had. It kept saying sex, which is scandalous, and I was only 14 at the time. But it kept going. It's sex, and it's what? But she actually had cancer and had to have a hysterectomy. So, I mean, yeah, crazy times. Again, as a earlier than that teenager, 8th grade, 7th grade, we had a Ouija board and we'd play with that, and never again. That was scary. Yeah. Let's see. I'm pretty sure though I did Wu-Tang Tia. But if I didn't, yeah, I did. I do remember doing it after Star Star. That's what I have here. So you might want to go back, I guess, and just scrub back through the live stream and do it on 2 times speed so you can find your reading. Let me get back to the current setup here. Okay. Yeah, not the Ouija board. No, no Ouija board. 97. Oh, that's your birth year. Oh my goodness. I'm an old lady. Yeah, it was, let's see, 15 that year. Yeah. Born in 82, turned 15 in 97, April of 97. So yeah. You were obsessed with the Ouija board as a preteen. Yeah, I'm taking actually some of the experiences I had with the Ouija board, and it's in one of my like plans for one of the books that I'm writing. And for those of you that don't know, I'm currently writing a young adult spiritual slash paranormal slash supernatural slash I don't know what the heck it is, but I've never seen anything quite like it series. And there's some companion novels as well. Oh, hair routine. I'm the leave everything in girly. So what I do is I get in the shower and I, of course, wash it with, really good, wash the scalp because I leave a lot of the product in my hair, so I get buildup of product if I don't really scrub, but I can usually get it all off or do like the clarifying thing. But for the most part, I get it all washed the way I want, get it squeaky clean, and then I use, it's Botanique by Tresemme, coconut scented, and I just get it on Amazon. I rarely go into Walmart where I used to get it, so I just get it on Amazon. And oh, on my T-shirt, funny, I've never even been to a desert in my life, but I love the symbolism of cactuses. Yeah, appreciate the earth. But yeah, so in the shower, I do all this in the shower. I don't style my hair outside the shower ever. And I don't ever brush it when it's dry because it's not a good look. But anyway, yeah, so I will run through and put just a big dollop of Daisy, big dollop of conditioner, and I just work it all the way through. Then I take my wet brush and I start again at the bottom, work my way up, brush all that, conditioner in. And then I just kind of take it and kind of squeeze it, make sure all the hair is coated in conditioner. Then I can kind of section it off in about 10 different sections with even more conditioner. Because of course that first go through, I got a lot of wet like conditioner going on. So I kind of squeeze it out and then I add more, just about, 10 different sections. And then I just kind of do the praying hands method, as they say, kind of like this. And then I just scrunch it up, make sure everything's coated. And then I repeat that process, but this time with LA Looks Sport Gel. It's the blue gel. You can get it anywhere, usually Amazon or Walmart or even Dollar Tree. You can get it there. And I just will, again, 10 sections and not as much as the conditioner. You don't need as much of the gel as the conditioner, but you just get it right in there. And then again, same method, praying hands like this, and then scrunch, 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 make sure it's all coated. And then I'll even do a run through where I flip all my hair over and kind of add just some gel just in general and just really let it air dry, or if you're blow drying, just try not to touch it too much. But I'm a toucher. I just have to touch it all the time. So yeah, that's what I do. And this is, let's see, I washed my hair. What day was it? Guess it was yesterday. Yeah. Washed my hair yesterday. So day 2 hair, don't care. I think my hair is like peak happiness with my hair is like day 2. So this is my peak happiness because the more I pull it back, pull it up, or wear a hat, it just starts to kind of get straight, like kind of flattens it, straightens it. Yeah, the Irish would love me. My grandma, she was actually conceived in Ireland but born in the U.S. But my great grandma on her side was from Ireland. But she was a redhead. She didn't have the curls, and of course, by the time I was born, she no longer had red hair. Yeah. And then I kind of scrunch out, to dry the hair, all I do is when I get out of the shower, again, I don't try to touch it so much when I'm out of the shower unless I got something going. And here's a hot tip. If you got like a hair I got like 14 different like curl patterns going on my head. Like back here is kind of more wavy than curly, which I hate. I just wish it would all be one pattern. I'll deal with wavy, I'll deal with curly. Just give it all as one uniform curl pattern. But no, I got like 14 different curl patterns. But hot tip, especially down here, I have a straight piece on each side, like behind my ear, and I will kind of twine it together with like a curly piece so that kind of hides or kind of even curls the straight piece. That's my like little hack, I guess. Yeah, I've dropped the ball on the 96s. I'm getting back. I'm getting back. Thank you. I appreciate that. It never did look like this in high school. Let's just put that out there. I would use a literal clothing iron to try to iron my hair straight, and I burned the crap out of it all the time, fried it. Did not know what to do with this. I would brush it dry. That's how much I knew. But I guess you just gotta, I think it was 36 or 37 years old when I finally figured out a way to deal with this. So a lot of bad hair days before that. Yes. Okay, I'm going back up. We're catching up. Writing a bestseller. I don't know. I'm gonna self-publish it because there are themes, there are, I don't know, things I'm talk about in a lot of these books that I know the like mainstream narrative wants nothing to do with, and they would either make me completely change it or whatever. So I don't want gatekeepers telling me what I can and can't write. So I'm just gonna self-publish it. Again, I'm still hiring professional editors and proofreaders and all the things. I'm going through all the hoops. But yeah, I'm most likely going to self-publish it when they are ready. And I want to get books 1, 2, and 3 completely solid before I publish book 1 so that people aren't waiting a long time. That's one thing as a reader I hate is having to wait and wait and wait and wait. And I get it because I'm also a writer, so I understand there's things you got to work out, and sometimes you can't force a story. You just have to wait for it to really come to you. And I've been doing that since like, I originally wrote this story, the first series I'm doing, as a Sims 2 story series back in 2005. Although, if anyone had read that back then, this book has almost nothing to do with what I started writing, except some of the characters. But the characters themselves are even very different. Their names are maybe the same, but the characters themselves are different. The backstories are different. The way they show up in the stories is way different. Like the whole thing is different. But it inspired what I set out to write in like in 2006. I knew I got this like vision. I'm gonna publish this someday, but it was basically a dumpster fire soap opera, what I had written, and now it's more cohesive. And it's very like paranormal, you know, like ghosts and like special psychic abilities and spirituality. It's all rolled in there. Yeah, great questions. I think it'd be fun sometimes just to do like fun hangouts, Q&As. Not like you're just asking me questions, but maybe I can ask you guys questions. You'll all be buying it. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, it's like a young adult genre. So, you know, ages, I would say it's more on the slightly older end of young adult because there's a bit of swearing and some trigger warning type plot things, you know, that maybe I wouldn't want a 12 or 13-year-old to maybe possibly read. If it was my 12 or 13-year-old, I wouldn't want him reading it, but an older teen, like maybe 16, 17 and on. Oh, your hair's so pretty. Honestly, I'm jealous in the best way. Oh, you're in Arizona. Oh, cool. You buy that wig and your hair was a wig, right? Yeah. My mom used to tell me, you better not ever dye your hair. Yeah. And it looks, I don't know, it looks almost fake color like here, but this is it. This is what I've been working with for 40 some years. I did put blonde streaks in it once, and I did have a streak of blue in my bangs in 2005, but all of that, last time I did any dyeing to my hair at all was 2005. So it's been a long time. Oh, thank you so much, Amber A. Well, let's get your 96 card, and then I see Kirsten, and we're gonna get into our donation readings because I'm just gabbing, but I'm having fun, so whatever. All right, Amber, yours fell to the ground. Ooh, you also have the Metamorphosis card. So there's a big transition, a big shift coming for you that you're gonna like be building or gaining this power and strength and momentum moving forward as you shift or make these changes. So it's very exciting. All right, Kirsten, let's get Kirsten a card. Kirsten's card is sharing. So there's giving and receiving in sharing, or giving, I should say. And the number 33 there. So there's a lot of support that you can find with like-minded people, people at school, if you're going back to school and doing all the things, or in different programs you're in. Again, could find them in book clubs or online clubs or fandoms. There's a lot of ways you can find support systems in your life. If you don't have them like in your actual like inner circle of friends or family, you can find people that can act as that like support for you. All right. So thank you so much for answering and giving the tea for your hair. Your hair looks so healthy and soft and defined. Definitely day 2 or 3 is the best, right? Yeah. Day 3 is pretty cool too. It just gets bigger and bigger if I don't like try to pull it back or wear it. Like I'll wear a beanie a lot because it just starts to get out of control. But sometimes I like when it's just huge and just all over. But other times I'm like, get it off my face, get it out of my life for just a minute. Yeah. All right. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Let's see. My chat just jumped, so I gotta go back up. Yeah, we've been a chatty bunch today. Look at us. Anthony Miller, let's get your card. Sorry, I'm not normally this chatty during the like card pull section, but I don't know, tangents can be fun. Ooh, so Anthony, we have here false beliefs, but we have the number 13, which is the number of the death card in the tarot. So this really is about being able to identify or putting to death those false beliefs about yourself, about the world, about others. And that's really going to benefit you moving forward. But it says, once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways we can release the false limitations they confine us to. Yeah, I love it. All right. Oh, you have naturally curly, coarse hair, a couple different curl patterns. Yeah, I got so many different curl patterns, and most of the hair on my head is very coarse. So one of my strands of hair is like 4 or 5 of my sister or my mom's strands of hair, like in one. Like my hair is so, like each strand is so thick and wiry. It's just the weirdest thing, and this one's bothering me. So here's my life hack in motion right there. Boom. There. Better. I love it. All right. Cheyenne loves it. You can donate. Oh, thank you for letting him know, Amber, or her, or whoever it was you were pertaining to there. Yeah. Right. We all had that straight hair phase, right? Because we just don't know what to do. And then when we know better, we can do better. But that doesn't mean we can't once in a while have a straight hair moment, right? Yeah, when you wash and condition naturally curly. Yeah, there's a lot of people. I would say there's more curly / wavies out there than just stick straight hair. I really do think that. But just as a society, we're all taught, like, especially like in the 90s, like having that like stick straight hair and then being able to like flip it out at the end was like the thing to do. And then the 70s was like the long straight hair. We'll go through, the 80s was a whole other thing. Everybody had the big old poofy poof going on, but for the most part, like straight hair or hair that's maybe even a slight wave is usually more, I guess, like commercially appealing to people, or they feel like they have to have their hair like that to fit in more, like in corporate America and stuff. But I think the world's changing, or at least embracing other, hair textures and patterns and all that fun stuff. So that's good. We're moving in a new direction in that way. Yeah, I did take her Publish and Thrive. Well, okay, let's dial that back and rephrase it. I purchased the Publish and Thrive course and I started it, but I did not finish it. I think I got 2 modules in and then got sidetracked because I keep thinking in the back of my mind, there's so much more writing and like structuring to like the outlines of future books I want to do before I really dive into now, how do I get all this published? So I'm definitely using that as my like carrot on a stick to keep going and learn probably as I go, but I still want to get some more writing and different outlines and stuff under my belt before I fully like jump into the course and take it. Yeah. Anthony, yes, we've got yours taken care of. I do use crystals when writing. In fact, where is she? As you can see, it's been a minute since I've written, so I have a sodalite obelisk, which I know I've showed on my live streams before, but I like to set that up just wherever I go, even if I'm writing in a coffee shop or at the library with like my writing group or whatever. I don't care. I'll pull it out. I'll whip it out and just set it right there next to my computer. Yeah, straight hair is cool tech. I agree. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we can straighten our hair. And it's funny, I don't think I've straightened my hair for at least 9, maybe 10 years. I've straightened it by way. Here's the funny thing. If I try to use like heat to like a hot iron or curling iron on my hair, I'll curl my hair and then it just becomes straight within an hour. So using heat on my hair straightens my hair. My hair will not hold a curl, so to speak, which sounds weird that it won't, but it won't. It won't. It straightens. Using heat will straighten my hair. Unless I'm like blow drying it, but I tend to just use the cool setting on my hair dryer, which again, I maybe use my hair dryer twice a year. I'm just a natural drying hair girly, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I did take the HB90. I made it about halfway through, but I've been using the Kanban board method, just getting the gist of it for, I want to say 3 years now, and I love it. It's I'm obsessed with the Kanban board method. Aw, thank you so much, Jamie. I appreciate that. Oh, and I'm also writing like not a novella, but a novelette kind of series, kind of leading up to the launch of book 1 that anyone who signs up for my newsletter will get for free. And it's basically setting the stage for book 1 and kind of telling just a bit of backstory. I don't necessarily need in book 1, but I think it would be fun to share because I've brainstormed it all out. I know what happened, so I want to share that. So I thought for people that, and of course I don't have like a website for my writing yet or anything, so this is still near future or maybe distant, hopefully not too distant future. For those that sign up for the newsletter preparing for the launch of the first book in this series, I will, over probably the course of 4 weeks, put out 4 little installments of that story. So the 4 installments together will be their own kind of novelette leading up to book 1. Yeah, that's my plan anyway, and I'm excited about it. Yeah, I love the chat, especially on the weekend, right? Wind down to the weekend. Let's see. Oh, my chat keeps jumping. Dude, if the chat was this busy all the time, I would never get anything done. Which is, I mean, it's a good thing. I love having this chat like this today. But if I was like, say, Sarah Cannon or some other like streamer that has just constant chat, I would be so distracted. We'd never get to the point. But it's fun, right? It's fun. Yeah, I'd love to join a Q&A on your psychic gifts because like how you are not scared when spirit talk. I mean, that wasn't always the case. We'll put that out there. And although my main character in my series, Jackie, is very different from me, we have some commonalities in the ways our gifts kind of came about. And of course, hers goes like way above and beyond anything I've ever tapped into because, you kind of gotta zhuzh it up a bit so people can see it on the page, or eventually, if ever becomes like a movie or a YouTube, or not YouTube series, like a Netflix series or something, you want to be able to see the ghosts she's talking to, not just hear them, or see like a quick whisper of a shadow. So she sees a lot more, say, than I do, and then probably a lot of people do, but you kind of gotta zhuzh it up for something like a book, right? Yeah, it's fun. But is there another 96 by Anthony Miller? Yeah, I did his reading. I did find his reading, or I did find his 96 to do his reading. Yes. Oh, you had counseling and you definitely shared. Awesome. Oh, you dyed your hair a couple days ago. Half blonde, half black. Although my hair is naturally black, I made it slightly darker. Oh, cool. Fun. Metamorphosis. Florence B. Oh, Florence, I found your 96 up earlier, so you might have to scroll back and do that. Curious to hear what you think of it and if it's worth the money. I would say it's most likely worth the money. Just the 2 modules I did, I'm like, yeah, wow. I'm already like, yes, this is what I need, but like I'm overwhelmed because I'm not there yet. But like when I'm ready, this is what I need. So I can already tell you, it's most likely going to be well worth it, just from what I've seen, the couple modules into it I've gotten. For sure, Brandy Lynn. Hello and welcome, Luminous. Welcome. Yeah, I think it's also just being young and in school taking care of curly hair is kind of difficult when you're not all the way knowing about curl pattern right, yeah. Thank goodness the internet is out there to help. Maybe it can be a hindrance too, because there's, like, so many different methods as well. Yeah, a little more simple. Need an assistant to read aloud, and if the chat was crazy, right? I don't know how people do it. I would just lose it. I would just be so distracted. All right, Luminous. Yeah, if you put a 96, we will now wrap up our one card pull 49 minutes in. Normally, I like to be wrapped up around the 20-minute mark, but we're just having fun today. We're just chatty Cathy's today, which is cool. I love it. Weekend vibes. We're getting the weekend started early, just hanging out with our friends. So if Luminous does want a free card, go ahead and put a 96, type a 96 in the chat, and we will get that taken care of. And then Cheyenne, you will be the first one on deck, and then Earthy Deva. And of course, we still have a giveaway. And then Marlene is on deck after that, Brianna Degree, and let me just double check. We might have had some other donations. Yes, Jamie has donated for one card, Pika Lee for a full, and Katie R for a full. So let me update our list here. So Jamie, one card. I promise when we get to our personal reading portion, I will be more on task. All right, Jamie, one card. Wilson, and then Pika Lee and Katie R. Okay, so that is the current list we are rolling with. Luminous has put their 96 out, so let's get a card for Luminous. Yeah, we do have a full house. It says there's only 7 people here, but I call BS on that. There's been more than 7 people hanging out here. Who knows? Who knows? I think they kind of tamper with my numbers for some. Who knows why? Who knows? I don't know. This is your card. We're gonna get into it in a second, Luminous. But like I noticed, like, even on the Done Creative, where I'll upload a video and I really don't watch the analytics and how many views it has so much anymore, but like I'd say probably a year and a half ago, give or take a couple months, I was watching where I had like 2.3 thousand views that like first 24 hours, which was decent. And then I come back later that day and it's down to 1.1. I'm like, where did 1,200, over half the views, where did they go? Because people can't unview it. Like, what the heck? And they never came back. So that's just me actually seeing it. And I've seen it a few different times where the like count will go way down. We're not talking just like, oh, there's 100 likes and now there's 99 likes. No, I'm talking down to 50 or 40 or something. Like some extraneous number. It just goes whew. But here you go, Luminous. Yes, we have the repair card, number 38. So there might be a relationship or even things around the home that you are working to repair or to just get into better working order. If it is a relationship, maybe, having a tough conversation or trying to get on the same page with someone. If it is more around the home, just kind of one thing I've started to kind of do is it's not so much in a box, but a box would probably be more beneficial than what I've got going on, is in this closet out here. I have like a craft closet. And anytime like one of the kids' stuffed animals like has an eye fall off or, there's a hole in it, I got to sew it up. I just kind of start a pile in that closet. And then when it kind of becomes a lot, I'll then take all those things and start just take a couple hours or an hour here or there to just repair everything all at once, so I'm not just constantly having to repair things. So it might just be a day where you're kind of fixing things or even streamlining organization, Luminous. That could really help your household. All right, now we're getting into our donation portion, and Cheyenne is first, and we already have her question over on PayPal. So there's our list that we're working with, and I am going to go over to Cheyenne's question to get the information we need for today. So, hi, Amanda. Happy Friday. Could I ask briefly how the single father would feel about my spirituality, crystals, readings from you, sage, spell candles, etc.? Okay, so I think I've already tuned in that he's pretty open spiritually, so it's not like he's like super religious or anything to where like it's totally against his religion or anything. I do though sense like a Catholic upbringing, and I know that's kind of common, not with everybody in Ireland. There's also probably the more non-denominational and Protestant, what have you. But to me, he may have had a Catholic upbringing, but it's not something he's like a practicing Catholic or that he gets completely skeeved out by, people doing crystals or tarot readings or anything. I think he's just kind of open minded. Like maybe it's not something he's personally delved into, but you may just be kind of that, gateway or opening to, show him another side of spirituality. But let's just get a few cards for Cheyenne about it. Yeah, 5 of coins. So to me, this feels like didn't really feel like he fit into that whole Catholic religion thing. But he's very open-minded to, something else. 2 of Pentacles, because the 3 of Pentacles is like, the conformity of the religion we were talking about tuning into with the Catholicism. I can talk, I swear. And then more the 2 of Pentacles of, yeah, I don't know, I could see that. I could see that. I don't know. What do you think? So at the very least, he's open-minded, possibly even curious to just see what goes into a spiritual practice. And he may have heard of certain spiritual things like, tarot or, Reiki or something like that, that he may have even participated in. Could have been yoga, Reiki, something. It feels more physical to me, like maybe even like Tai Chi or some sort of breath work. And as someone in medicine, that just might really appeal to him, the more bodily or physical ways of religion. He could have even studied some sort of different religions in college or university that, maybe he didn't dive head first into it, but it intrigued him. Could have been Hinduism or Buddhism or something. But yeah, this is like, I would say, the practice itself card. So meeting you might kick something off for his own spiritual practice. This is someone who hones their craft, hones their skills, and keeps working diligently at it. So with all the green here too, it's very heart chakra energy. So there just might be, when he has this heart-to-heart connection with you, it really opens this new almost portal to his own more spiritual side. So you might bring that out in him, actually. So at the very least, he's neutral, if not curious, when you first meet, and then eventually becomes more involved or invested. Just see anything else Cheyenne needs to know about this. Yeah. He's just up for whatever. We got the present moment here. So he may even practice like meditation, because there's like a sense of mindfulness going on with this present card. And the number 3, he may have even attended some sort of meditation class or retreat or something. There again, very bodily. I know meditation's more not so much body, but there is an element of having to kind of calm or even at times feel all the different parts of your body when you are in meditation. So there's both the attached to body and unattached to body aspect that goes into meditation, I guess. But again, feels very retreat oriented. So it might have been some sort of organized thing that his friend told him about, or he was just kind of wondering about and went. It wasn't maybe something he purposely like sought out to find, but it kind of found him maybe. So at the very least, he's very open-minded. We'll put it that way. So it's not going to turn him off that maybe don't lead with the fact that I do all these things. But just show him who you are as a person. And this is something that can just come out over time. Again, though, not to say that if you told him on the first date that you like getting tarot readings and stuff, that he would not call. I don't see him as that type of person. He's pretty open-minded. Oh, Amber, have fun with lunch. I'm gonna take a quick drink of water again. My throat is doing its thing. Okay. So Earthy Deva is next. I'm pretty sure her question's over on PayPal. I'm going to go check. Marlene, you're on deck, and then Brianna with a full read on deck after that. So 2 1 cards and then a full read. Yeah, the 1-card reads go pretty quick. So we're cooking through. All right. Earthy Deva. Hi, Amanda. Thank you for the message from Wednesday. You're so welcome. I can't even remember now if I had timestamped it or not. And if I didn't, I apologize. I meant to. And if I didn't, I didn't. I did mean to, though. So apologies if I did not timestamp that for you. I know that can probably be tedious to try to go in and find where I've done the reading if I didn't timestamp that. So you would like to ask what you can do to let go of intrusive thoughts about myself and my partner's feelings about me and or our future together. I know this has to do with the stress I'm experiencing. I bring some of that in all areas probably, but it would really help to have more peace in my private life. And Anna, I would say also it's not just you. It's not just you that is, having these intrusive thoughts. To me, what this feels like is possible entity interference, which don't get afraid. We're constantly being interfered with by different entities or, systems, algorithms, what have you. This is, yeah, I can totally timestamp people, no worries. So especially if they're invasive, you're not even thinking anything negative, and then just boom, negativity strikes you. More often than not, that is not your original thought. That is entity interference implanted in there to get you to do some sort of self-sabotage in your relationship, because the last thing, these matrix controllers want is a healthy, happy, stable relationship between a man and a woman, or between a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, or whoever. They don't want that. They want conflict. They want mistrust. They want, all the nasty things. So I would say if it doesn't feel like you were thinking of something and then it led to something and then it led to something that was more an organic pattern, and it's just you're happy, you're going about your day, and then boom, negative thought. That's definitely under negative entity interference. I would say 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10. Yeah. So as far as how you can deal with that, whether it's your own thoughts or these projected entity thoughts, let's just see the best way for Anna to. And of course, when you are stressed, you do open yourself up more to not maybe be on the ball with your thoughts. They just kind of go for a ride. When you're more happy, it seems to me like when I'm happy, I have less thoughts about the stress going on. But when you're stressed, it's like you're worried about this, you're worried about that. Oh no, I'm going to be late over here. Oh no, what if this, what if that, what if. We just kind of go on these like thought spirals when we are not, completely happy, or if we are stressed or anxious about something. That's when our thoughts are more likely to get hijacked. But that also being said, there are times when you are happy and you're vibing, things are going great, and entities will still boom, here it is. But it's more easy to spot when you're in a higher vibe or happier mood than when you're just spiraling. It's much easier to spot. And my first word of advice, Anna, would just be to, when you do notice, just observe. Don't try to attach to it. Don't try to talk yourself out of the thought. Just observe it. Just say, okay, I wouldn't even claim it, Anna. I wouldn't even say I had that thought. I would just say, I heard that thought. I saw that thought. And just allow it to be, because it will start to go away. When you start to shine a flashlight on these entity thoughts, they're like, oh God, she saw us. Oh gosh, put the curtain back. Oh, it's like that. So the more, like, even at times, I will even say, like, I rebuke you if I'm feeling a certain type of way. But even then, it almost feels like, okay, we're playing hardball now. So a lot of times just observing it without trying to fix it, without trying to make it go away, is all you need to do. And they will just kind of, again, pull the curtain back. Okay, let's hide. She saw us. That's usually all you need to do. But let's get some other words of advice or wisdom. Yeah. 2's company, 3's a crowd. So yeah, you definitely have some interference going on here. And this is also a jealousy card. So there could have been somebody in your vicinity or in your work group, or, someone around you that might be a bit jealous or envious of your relationship, and their negative thoughts are somehow projected, usually by other entities that are associated with that person, that can jump to you, or because we are a human collective, we kind of do in a way have this collective consciousness or hive mind, to where her negative thoughts, and it feels feminine to me, so there could be a female, and if it's not her jealous of the relationship, it's her jealous maybe of how well you're doing at work, or how well you're doing in your personal life, what have you. But it's someone you see fairly regularly. And again, I don't see that she is a bad person or she's talking crap about you or anything. It's just her personal feelings, thoughts somehow are getting to you, and you're thinking they are yours as well. That's another way we can pick these things up out of nowhere. Especially, so just kind of keep aware in the back of your mind when you are hanging out with certain people. How do you feel? Do you feel more negative? Do you feel more anxious thoughts or negative thought spirals coming when you're hanging out with certain people? Because that could be the golden ticket to figuring out who's possibly doing this. Again, they're not purposely doing it. It's just, it happens. Hello, Vicky. All right. And we also have here the Seven of Wands. Yeah, you feeling like you have to keep defending yourself or keep trying to think better thoughts to keep those negative thoughts at bay. And again, that's almost like a vicious circle or vicious cycle. It's like never ending, trying to, stand up to your own mind against these invasive thoughts. But this also is, I call it always the house fire card, because in the traditional Rider-Waite depiction, the person's wearing two different shoes. They kind of rush into action. So really this also is kind of circling back to my original advice of just observe. Rush in there real quick. Don't let it spiral. You just get in there and like, I heard that thought. I saw that nasty picture you put in my head. But don't claim it like, oh, I had that thought or I just did this, because most likely it's not you anyway. And even if it is you, just observe. I saw that thought. Like, yes, the observer saw the thought, heard the thought without attaching to it or trying to push it away. Just being in observation mode, you're going to see it dissipate like fog over a lake when the sun comes out. Yeah. All right. Last bit of advice. Anything else? Yeah, Knight of Wands. Again, quick moving energy. When you start putting your effort attention onto the thought, it goes. It keeps moving, keeps on trucking. Yeah, so this is really good advice for anybody that has invasive or intrusive thoughts. Anyone can benefit from Anna's reading here. So thank you, Anna, for asking this question, because it can benefit so many people. And especially when we're in these thought spirals, we don't think we have any control, or we'll try to, push against it. But there are times, though, that we can, again, I always am shouting from the rooftops this book. It's called The Vampire's Way to Psychic Self-Defense by John Creeder. It's a great way to, if these nasty thoughts keep coming and you're trying to fight them and they just keep coming, use that reverse breathing technique that's talked about in that book to turn that frown upside down, energetically speaking. It can really benefit any kind of negative thought spiral or negative presence, negative entities around you, because the more energy that they're trying to feed off you, it's like they create that negativity and then you start feeding off of them in a good way, though, because you're using that energy for your benefit, and they will leave you alone. If they're losing power to you, they will truck it right on out of there, because they have no power on their own. It's just the power they've siphoned from others. So yeah, I 10 out of 10 would recommend that book for anybody. And again, it's a practice. It's not something that's gonna just come easily and you do it once in your life and you're done. It's a constant thing you do and hone a skill of. Eight of Pentacles energy in that. But it's so beneficial for any human on this planet to be able to survive with all of this just craziness that we can and cannot sense or see. All right. So I hope that helped, Anna. All right, Marlene. Marlene, go ahead and post your question. We'll get right into it. And then Brianna's on deck, followed by Jamie and Pika Lee. We're going to timestamp hers, and Katie R. And of course, we still have the giveaway. And I'm pretty sure that with what we've got going on here, I've got enough as far as questions to answer. With my throat starting to get a little something. I'm having a little bit of issue with it. So I'd say maybe donating in the next 5 or so minutes, and then we'll close donations for the day, just so I can make sure I'm taking care of you and I'm taking care of me and all the fun things. Okay. All right. So time stamp for Pika Lee. Okay. So Marlene, and of course we still have our giveaway, so don't worry about, don't forget about that, I should say. Is there any words of wisdom or advice for my current life from my higher self? I love it. Okay, let's tune in. Marlene's true, authentic higher self. Any words of wisdom or advice for her current life from higher self? Okay. Ooh, well, there's some victory coming in, or at the very least, your higher or inner self is very proud of what you've done to overcome, because what comes before the Six of Wands, and I always like to, a lot of times we'll talk about the card that comes before or after in the traditional setting here, because these cards tell a story. They show a progression. So this lets me know you've overcome something at one point in your life, and because we're getting this message from your higher self, this really is about your higher self being proud or recognizing how far you've come battling from that Five of Wands energy of battle and confrontation, conflict. You've risen above, and your higher self is very proud of you. This could even have been something like growing up if there was maybe like living paycheck to paycheck, or just even really like a sense of financial struggle growing up, like you learned a lot of lessons from that. So you don't so much have to go through that as an adult. I mean, there may be times where, finances are a little tighter than others, but at the same time, you've like really learned a lot of lessons from that childhood. Yeah. And then the Chariot. So it kind of came in like on my knee, like landed on my knee, kind of like sideways. So there might be a turning point. It's very interesting how he's riding the white horse, and then we got the white horse here. So a choice you're making or have made very recently or very soon in the near future, those energies, the present moment, recent past, recent or near future, all feel very similar when I tune in energetically. So it could be one, whichever one resonates most. If this is something you're not sure what this is pertaining to, a decision you're making, whatever choice you do make, though, this is going to be successful for you, moving you in the right direction. The Chariot does also talk of moving, quite possibly, or travel, quite possibly even getting a new vehicle. If that's something you've done in the recent past, that might just be more of a past energy. But if that's something you're kind of thinking about now or in the near future, you might find success in getting that new vehicle or home purchase. But also because you do work in real estate as well, there's kind of an added bonus to this card, because the Cancer energy that is associated with the Chariot, that is the original fourth house, which that's where real estate takes place. So I'm seeing like a Mars in the fourth house energy. You don't have to have Mars in your fourth house, but what I'm hearing or seeing is like when Mars transits your fourth house, that's going to be a really good time. It'll happen every 2 years. You'll have that transit every 2 years. So when Mars transits your fourth house, that's the best time to take action on any kind of real estate, or even conveyances or vehicles as well. Yeah. Yeah, I hope I'm learning. Doesn't feel like it at times, but that's good to know. Yeah. And, we are a lot of times our own worst critics. So that's where that could be, where I don't feel like I've learned anything. But if you were to step into the shoes of a like 10 years ago version of you, you could definitely see how you've changed for the better. I would guarantee that for almost everybody, except those maybe who are dealing with addictions, grief, that kind of thing can really throw a wrench in like a upward trajectory in someone's life. But usually the older we are, we start to know better, we start to do better. And a lot of times we can hit a peak, so to speak, as far as knowledge and wisdom. But if you're like a lifelong learner, or you enjoy learning, or you enjoy bettering yourself day after day, you'll never peak. Because yes, maybe physically we will peak because we only have so much energy and so much stamina and physicality to show up in the world. But at the same time, wisdom wise, we can never peak as long as we're on this like perpetual student kind of journey of life. Yeah. So your higher self's proud of you. Oh, and we got the 8 of Wands. So something's moving very quickly. This is also a very purpose-driven card as well. Could be some news coming in, good news specifically. Not planning any big moves in the near future, but it could be my way. Oh, if it come my way, for the best. Yeah, definitely open. Yeah. And this could even be like an internal shift. Very spiritual shift. We've got a lot of wand energy with that 8 of Wands, and then this 6 of Wands here. That's very spiritual, like spiritual led action you're taking in your life, moving forward momentum. So you're moving or making decisions or choices from your spirit, rather than just going through the motions or responding to what's going on around you, or reacting to what's going on around you, I should say. Instead, you are like making those choices, or making like setting intentions and making intuitive like decisions in a direction that's actually going to serve you, rather than just feeling tossed to the waves and just as life hits you, you then take it and move forward. No, you're like planning and plotting and moving forward in a way that maybe you hadn't been able to in the past, which is good. All right, Marlene, I hope that resonated. But yeah, your higher self's proud of you, girl. That's awesome. All right. So Brianna is next, and I'm pretty sure her question's on PayPal. So heading over. Full read for Brianna. Pertaining to her journey as a yogi, clarity and guidance on what I should or should not do in order to reach my highest of highs. I allow Spirit to deliver the message to me in my language. I love it. All right. So for Brianna, on her path as a yogi, her journey as a yogi, clarity and guidance on what she should or should not do. Okay, this is kind of a fun question actually. We're going to do like what you should do or focus on with this path and then what you should not, just to get a well-rounded reading on what's going on here. Woo. This one fell, but we're putting her back up. Okay. All right. Okay, what you should do. So now the next card or two is what you should not do on this path. Ooh. Okay, I get it. I get it. Wow, a lot of swords, a lot of mental like activity surrounding. Wow, this makes a lot of sense. As far as what not to do, it to me feels very common, like knowledge or like just common sense, what not to do, how not to talk to people, how not to treat people. It feels very common sense wise to me. But as far as what you should do, or how you do show up on this journey, we do have the Hanged Man, but we also have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is someone who just wants to get out there and start things, new things usually, or have new communications, or gets excited about what they're hearing, what they're doing. But the Hanged Man is like, basically this is acting as kind of a balance or a temper to that Page of Swords energy, is to, yes, you can have all the ideas all the time, but instead of just picking up and taking action on them instantly, allow them to simmer, allow them to just kind of marinate a bit, because not to say you have to wait years and years to have a breakthrough on something and then an idea and then run with it. No, but at the very least, allow yourself to get a few action steps or a game plan in order before you really take action on it. And maybe I don't know if you're working on some sort of headstands or handstands or anything like that, upside down, like what's that called? I always forget when you get in that thing that like puts you upside down. It's like a health thing. I don't know. But to me, also, this is allowing yourself to kind of also step outside the box, because the Hangman is about seeing your business, yoga itself, in a different light than, say, your average Joe would see it. You are seeing it or following the path, the yogic path, so to speak, in your own way, in Brianna's very unique way. It's not about, just going through the motions or, doing the status quo mainstream way of yoga. This is doing it in a way that really you see the world. You're showing your clients or the people you are doing yoga with a different perspective. Yeah. Oh, working on flipping people's perspective. Girl, yes, you're already on it. You're already doing the thing. So keep on keeping on with that. And as far as what not to do, so second half of your reading, with Queen of Swords, this Queen of Swords, she's not afraid to say what she wants to say, but sometimes she can hurt people's feelings. And then, of course, with the Five of Swords coming out, this is just like stepping on as many people as you can to get ahead and not caring. So again, kind of going back to, this is common sense for most people, maybe not all people, but you don't have like a quick tongue or like a lashing tongue, or say things you later regret to people in your business. And that's pretty much what this is saying, just to be very mindful of the way you communicate with the people you are working with, connecting with, networking with, to as to not be considered the B word. You don't want to be known as that B word. Yes, it's about speaking your truth for sure, but doing it in a tactful way that's not going to hurt people's feelers or burn any bridges. And again, feels very common sense to me. It's not like this is something you're doing that Spirit's like, stop that. No. You're not doing this anyway, and you're probably not gonna anyway. But again, you asked what you shouldn't do, and this is kind of just like glaringly obvious, I think, to you at least, not to do that, not to say that. And just overall, let's just get some cards overall for Brianna. Anything else she needs to know overall about her yogic journey and path? Oh, yes. The Fool's Journey. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So if you feel like you've peaked, you're nowhere near it. You're nowhere near it. You are just at the beginning. Even if this has been seemingly in your mind a long time coming, or a path you've already been on for a long time, you are just at that like beginner's mindset in the best possible way. Yes, you do have the knowledge of everything you've learned about yoga and possibly even the yoga business side of things, but there's so much to learn in a good way. You're excited to learn it. You're open-minded enough to not think you're better than this, that, or whatever, to, basically push away information that could help you. And again, I think that we could put that in this camp of, someone giving you advice and you telling them, no, I know better. You don't know me. I know better. It's like you're open minded. Doesn't mean you have to take said advice, but just maybe taking bits and pieces of said advice and implementing them into Brianna's way of, doing yoga and having a yoga business and all the little, subsidy, areas of said business as well. Yeah, finally breaking through the soil. Literally, that's exactly what that full energy is indicating. And I see all these constellations here as well. It's like it's written in the stars. And the sun is even out, but yet the night is still there. So it's almost like you can have the like happiness of the daytime and bring it into the nighttime of the kind of the deeper darker subconsciousness of the moon energy. So it's like a uniting force of darkness and light. So yes, your business yoga wise will really benefit people and raise their vibration and all the fun things, but also allow them to tune in or tap into the darkness so that they can alchemize it or transmute it, that shadow energy, into something usable and light for them. So it's not all love and light, which I think a lot of yoga, not to say I know anything about like yoga studios and the way they practice, I really don't. But I think a lot of them are more just, hey, let's get our sweat on, let's do this, and kind of go through the motions and do all the things, and then I'll see you next week. Yours to me feels more like a unifying, like you're really creating like a unity between the people and themselves, and the people are making like lifelong friends in your yoga studio or wherever you're doing this. It's not just about the moves, it's so much deeper than that. So keep on keeping on. You're on to something that's going to make even those that are very experienced in yoga kind of do like a double take, like, what, she's doing this so much like deeper and more authentic to me than that guy down the road or that woman in that other town that I went to. Yeah, creating a tribe and teaching, and just not about the right, going in so hard. I could weep right now. This is so spot on. Yes. So just keep going down the journey, the path that you're already on. And of course, at any time you feel like pivoting or sidestepping, listen to your intuition at every turn because it has not steered you wrong yet. And then Queen of Pentacles, yes, you're definitely creating like a stable, I always call her the entrepreneur. She is the master entrepreneur. Her and the Empress really takes it up a notch, but I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, this is exactly what I think you're trying to do. And you setting those intentions, taking the actions, showing up day after day, you're gonna hit it right in the middle of the bullseye. So keep on going, Brianna. You're doing it. Yes. Love it. I hope that resonated. It sounds like it did. Yay. Yay. All right. Jamie with a 1-card read. So we have Jamie next on my list. Okay. All right. A general read. I can't comment on the live. Silly YouTube. Okay. So we're here. We're back. Hopefully she can still comment. But yes, we have a general for Jamie. Yeah. Oh, just decided to ask a question. Said, no worries. Let's have it. What's good news about my life that I will be hearing soon? I love it. I'm changing mine, Amanda. Love you. Love you. Love you too. Aw. Yes. So let's see. Good news about Jamie's life that she will hear soon, or that will be there soon for her. Good news. Good news. Okay. Well. Ooh, I love to see the 10 of Swords because, again, we're asking about good news. So to see the 10 of Swords in your good news lets you know that all those frowns are being turned upside down. Good news coming in is you're not going to feel like mentally just like you're going to scream. Like, and again, I think this has a lot to do with like kind of the living situation and just depressing or sad thoughts that you have about, your life and where you want to be here, but you feel like you're only here, and just the mental chitter chatter that's going on about even the ideas that you want, that you love, that you have, that you just are like desperate or dying to try to get in motion, these really good ideas. Yeah, that's the good news, is you're going to be able to now get some balls rolling on some actions that you have maybe been wanting to take but have not been coming through. Anything else? Jamie's one card read. Good news coming in. You're not gonna have to do it alone though. You're not gonna have to do it alone because you do have support. This is like mentor energy, but also could be like partnership and other people, friends, other family members coming in to help, coming together for the common good of something. So this could be, you and your little family working together to make something feel really good. Could even be, this is like builder energy. So something that you are building, whether this is a business or literally building, like sitting down with the kids and you're each kind of working on your own little creative builder project. It could be something as good as that, but this is something you're wanting to build toward. Good news coming in about something you're wanting to build, a family, a home, something like this. Even if you're not literally building a house with a hammer and all the tools, this does feel like setting the groundwork for you building a home in the future that feels more like a home, for sure. So let's see. Anything else Jamie needs to know about this good news coming her way? Yeah. Feeling more in control of your life. That's always a good thing. Again, without feeling like you have to control everyone in it and every little thing that happens, but you just feeling more in control with the things that are going on and how you respond to said things that are going on. And also maybe having to kind of pull up the big girl panties a bit, just to be able to speak your truth, to be able to get what you want, to not have to settle for something or kind of walk on eggshells, not to hurt someone's feelings. Again, I think you might be in your head about it a lot, about, well, if I stand up for myself, I'm going to be the B word, right? We were just talking about with Brianna. But sometimes you do have to crack a few eggs to make an omelet, right? You just take those eggshells and actually make something that you're going to benefit from, right? Metaphorically speaking. But yeah, this really is, oh, I'm a freak. LOL, I'm neurotic sometimes and it's hard. Depression, anxiety, anger currently. Yeah. Oh, I was thinking the B word is me. Oh my goodness. Boom, mic drop, there it is. But yeah, no, you're not the B word. There's nothing B word about you for wanting to have a happy life. It's not. You're not. So let's see. Just words of advice and wisdom. Waiting for this good news to come in as well, and just any other good news coming in. Ooh, yeah, just a reignition of love. Self-love, first and foremost, but also in your romantic connection, with Mickey, and just feeling the love. Feeling not like you're deprived or like depleted of, said love or affection or attention. This is about an overflow of all the good things. So good news coming in is you might have a reconnection in a way, especially emotionally. Cups are really emotional, or like that more inner environment rather than external environment. Ace of Wands might be a more, passionate night of love. This is more an emotional connection or commitment, more intimate kind of love. That I think you might have been craving or wishing there was more of talking through emotions, or how do you feel, and all the fun things. Thank you, you're so understanding. It's good. This to me feels like you are like hitting an emotional level up and feeling more in control of your emotions. If you have been feeling angry and maybe even lashing out or being passive aggressive or what have you, you're just feeling more in control of maybe not so much the circumstances, but how you show up to respond to said circumstances. And that's good news. That's actually really good news, because you're not feeling so out of control, or, your words, not mine, neurotic. So this is good news. I would say that any of us that have ever felt that way, and I know we've all felt that way from one time or another, or, maybe some of us more constantly than others. It's good news to know that you're not going to have to feel that way all the time. Moving forward, there's a shift or a break coming to where you're feeling more in control of things and not feeling so just out of control. All right. Yes, you can feel it coming. And a lot of times we can. And, my mom and I, we used to, and my brother and sister as well, we'd always just feel like, I just feel like something really good's going to happen. And it might have been, a month from then or a couple months from then, but like it always would. When we get this, especially when more than one of us was feeling like something good was going to happen, or there was going to be money coming in or something, it always did. It always did. And right on time. Yeah. All right, Jamie, I hope that resonated for you. So Pika Lee, we're timestamping hers. So Pika Lee, though, if you are here, let me know. We'll just get right into it. But if you're not going to answer, I'll know that you're at your meeting, and we'll just timestamp that one and skip up to Katie R. So Katie R, go ahead. If you didn't post your question in PayPal, you can post it here. But if you did post it in PayPal, you don't have to worry about that. It's over on PayPal. Oh, we do have your question on PayPal. Okay. And then Florence B has also donated, so for full read. So let's add her. Florence B. Okay. Alrighty. You're so welcome, Jamie. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know why I just said that. That was funny. So yay, Katie R. Okay, let's get right into Katie's question. I don't see Pika Lee is currently here, so she's probably in that work meeting. So let's get into Katie's question, which is boom, 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 boom. Okay. Hi, Amanda. I heard that my twin flame is entering my life soon. I would like a reading about this new adventure, please. Thank you. You are so welcome. Let's tune in. Katie R's twin flame, or whatever equivalent, spiritually speaking, that could be. For Katie R. What does she need to know about this? Let me reread your comment to see. Yeah, reading about this new adventure with the twin flame entering. Okay, twin flame energy. Yeah, baby time for you now. Have a wonderful weekend, Jamie. All right, Katie R. Twin flame coming in soon. What does she need to know about this? Ooh, 7 of Wands. Feeling like you have to defend yourself. But again, a lot of times when, to me, this feels more like an overwhelm energy rather than you like ready to fight somebody. This just feels more like, it's like think of it this way. You're busy. You've got all these dishes piled up and the laundry's piled up. And it's almost like, okay, I gotta show up. I gotta get this done. Okay, now I gotta get this done. Like almost like systematically tackling different areas of life that maybe have gone a little overgrown or gotten a little cluttered in some way, energetically or physically. Kind of clearing away the clutter of just mundane day-to-day reality and the laundry and the garden and the whatever kind of piles up. It's like you're kind of taking care of that, or around the time that this twin flame comes in, it's like you're just boom, boom, boom. I got this going on. I got that going on. Maybe even having to tell friends I can't hang out because I got to do this or I got to do that. Just trying to manage your time. And it feels like it might just be a bit chaotic when this twin flame comes in. Let's just see anything else about this. Entering soon. Ooh, yeah. But I love that you skipped right on over the 8 of Wands. It's like you're doing double duty with your steps of just boom, let's get it done, to the 9 of Wands, which is about the light at the end of the tunnel. So I always say don't give up. When this card comes out, this is not the time to fold maybe your laundry, but not like in a card game. It's not time to fold. It's not time to rest on your laurels. It's not time to give up. It's time to double down and just get it done. So if you have a lot going on, so just as my own personal example, Katie, we'll just tilt this over that way. Yeah, we got a lot going on over there. There's a lot of stuff I need to address and get organized, and it's almost like not just that, but like my businessy type stuff and my writing. I'm outlining currently, not quite yet, but about to outline 3 books in my series, just to kind of restructure book 2, book 3, and now for the first time structure book 4. I mean, I have my like main plot points and I've known what was going to happen since 2016. I just need to get them all organized, right? But it's almost like this twin flame will start to come in when you really buckle down and just get the mundane and the creative and the career and the just all the different areas of life. You're diligently working to iron out the wrinkles or get the clutter dealt with. And it could even be mental clutter and healing. Healing vibes are always on time. We're always doing that healing, right? So you're doing the most. And when you're doing the most, this person, it's like when you're almost to the finish line of doing the most, this person will come in. So if you've really been working on one area of life or another, this just might be that you can just keep going on working on this, working on that. And then of course, if you ever complete a project or, like the day-to-day, like household stuff, it just never ends. It's same day or different day, same stuff. But as far as like major projects, there might be a major project or a major cycle that's closing out right before or right around the time that this twin flame does come in, though. Okay. Where are we heading over here? Anything else Katie R needs to know about this twin flame coming in? Ooh, I mean, come on now. 7th house, love and partnership. Yeah, so specifically and more to the point is clearing the emotional baggage, cords, resentments, traumas from your past love connections to make room for this twin flame. And not just past connections of, people, but also past, if this is a twin flame, past connections you've had with them in other incarnations, and clearing as much of that away as you can. Because a lot of times, like soulmates, soul contracts, that's all matrixy stuff. That's not even has anything to do with our true essence, our spirit that exists outside this snow globe of the matrix, as I call it. A lot of what, like the Akashic records and soul contracts and stuff, it's basically all contained within the snow globe of the matrix. And if you kind of want to, I don't know, trip the system, or kind of not have to go through all that baggage just to find this person, or to have to heal all these cycles and traumas from past incarnations with this person, you can just clear the deck as much as you can by using your true spirit that exists outside this matrix to come in and clean house on those Akashic records, those cords, those wounds, things from the past with this connection, to make it as like vital and fertile as you can for it to succeed. And I think that's really what's being called for, is to just clean house in any past connection, romantic or even unrequited love, little crushes in middle school or whatever. Just really do the work in those areas. And of course, also with the connection in other lifetimes with this twin flame that could really benefit you. Make sure to do cord removal meditations. I've been serious lately about cleaning up my energy. Well, there, you're already like on. Yeah. You're facing that shadow part of you. And as you do, you bring about that subconscious energy or that more mystical energy that comes with Pluto. But Pluto can be an un-F-aroundable kind of energy. You can't F around with Pluto. When Pluto comes to collect, you have to give it up, whatever it is. Me as a person who's got Pluto exactly conjunct my ascendant within 0.00 whatever of a degree, like it's on my ascendant. I'm somebody who people either really like me or they really don't like me. I'm not a middle of the road kind of person. And then I try to be like nice and cordial to people, but there are just people that do not like me, and there's nothing I can do. But it's because I remind them of their shadow, or there's something about me that triggers their shadow. So when Pluto is transiting certain of your planets, there could be some major revelations, tower moments that come in. But Pluto is not just about coming in to destroy everything. Pluto comes in and destroys what's not working. So it's actually a blessing, even though it feels like a curse. It breaks down all the illusions and the us trying to fantasize our life into something that it actually isn't, and really puts the harsh truth in our face. And there might be a couple of harsh truth moments with what we have here, but they're for your highest good. They're for the best. So really, it is a gift rather than a curse, even though it might feel like a curse at times. To be able to clear the slate, because there's change and new beginnings. And with that Uranus energy, this isn't about doing things the same way you've always done them. This is about thinking outside the box, about just this whole new world, whole new experience with this next person, this twin flame. It's not going to be like any other relationship you've had in this life. It's going to be completely different, completely out of the box. This person might not even look like externally the type that you normally go for. If you're not someone with a type, then of course they probably wouldn't be anyway. But if you are someone that you always date guys with brown hair, brown eyes, this guy might be blonde with blue eyes, or a completely different ethnicity to you, or something like that. Or if it's not looks wise, it could be personality wise. You've never met someone like this, or you've never dated someone like this personality wise. Definitely have to do some shadow work and past rejections. But I would say you don't have to have it all figured out. Again, this person's coming out when you're really in the thick of it, possibly. But just you being brave enough to step into the healing journey, the healing process in different areas of life is going to trigger this person, or the event for this person to come into your life. So when you are ready to go down that journey and you're putting in the work and doing the things, that's when this person will really start showing up in your life. So very exciting. And then we have the world card that fell as I'm putting these away. So the world is about, those endings, leaving one version of yourself to start something new. But also there could be a move. There could be a move that you're making, like literally with your home or possibly with your career, or maybe even a trip you're taking that kind of acts as a reset button or a like trigger or catalyst button for this person to come in. Yeah. So whatever resonates most with that world card message, or if they all resonate, that's great too. All right, Katie, you'll have to let us know how it goes. Very cool. But yeah, I do feel there within the next 2 years, which I know, like 2 years, that's so far away. Really though, in my opinion, 2 years is so soon. Like 2 years can go by in like the blink of an eye. So between now and over the next 2 years, that's most likely when this person's coming into your life. So get ready. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really feeling it now, but we are kind of rounding out our list here, and then we're gonna get into our giveaway. So don't give away. Don't go away. Don't go away. Be part of the giveaway. All right. Pika Lee is back. Well, then let's get right into your question. Let's do it. Okay. So Pika Lee. And I have your question over on PayPal. Okay. So she wants to know if there are any messages of guidance for her and what's in store for her in the near future regarding personal development and life changes. Messages of guidance, what's in store in the future regarding personal development and life changes. Ooh, 7 of Swords. So there's some healing coming to, again, like we're kind of talking about in Katie R's reading, like past love connections, past even like friend connections. Specifically though, people you've had like a mental like battle with or connection with, could have even been people you went to school with, all different stages and levels of schooling, could even be people you work with or have to kind of mentally process things or kind of go up against at work. There's some healing coming into these connections as a result of you healing your own inner communicator, how you communicate with yourself, how you communicate with Mother Nature, how you communicate with your friends, your family, your coworkers, your acquaintances, strangers on the street. There might be this element of communication that is shifting for you. Might even be, I just heard like maybe possibly learning a new language, but it doesn't have to be that you're like getting on Pimsleur or any of those other language things and learning a whole new language. This could just be you like really using your intuition to like almost communicate on a deeper level. It could be more like that rather than you straight up learning a new relationship. Can't think language. Wow, that really resonates. I'm definitely feeling reflecting so many things lately. And then King of Swords. I mean, King of Communication. Can we? Should we? Yes. This is about really mastering the way you communicate. Again, not only with yourself, but about others and, the universe at large. You're really learning better, more effective ways of communicating, getting your point across, not just with words and the communication behind them, but also the feelings, the affection, the empathy that you have is like really ringing or resonating in the words that you write, the words that you speak. And it's really touching people on a deeper level. You might even get compliments, even in just a work email or something that, wow, you speak so eloquently, or you just have a beautiful voice. You might even hear that from somebody coming up. But it's just the way you're communicating with your body, with your mind, with your spirit, with yourself, with others that is shifting for the better. Yeah. All right. What else does Pika Lee need to know about all this? I mean, yeah. Like I was saying, that empathy, that more emotion coming into it, but not in like an emotional kind of way where you're like crying to people or anything like that. This just feels that they can feel there's a real person behind that email or a real person behind, that meeting. You're not just showing up as an employee or a coworker. You are a person, and there's also a lot of creativity or creative or very fertile element to the Page of Cups. It can indicate like pregnancy, but again, in your case, this to me feels like ideas that are like ready to be seeds planted, fertilized, kind of ideas. Maybe even ideas of communicating better or taking some sort of class on communication. I don't know if that's something you're thinking of doing, or again, though, very intuitive energy as well. So maybe you're just tuning more into your intuition and allowing that to help guide you through your communication and self expression. Could even be that you're having a creative night with friends. Um, but specifically, too, you could be just being more creative in your day to day endeavors. Like if you do have like some sort of date book or agenda or planner, you are, instead of just writing out, I have a meeting at 3 and then I have this going on and I have that going on, you're kind of prettying it up. Maybe you're, I don't know, using stamps or stickers or washi tape. I don't know. There's a whole planner community on YouTube. Or you're just want to be more creative in your day-to-day endeavors. Oh, I thought about taking some classes in project management. Well, you have to communicate when you are a project manager. So I'd say you're right on time, right on course with that. Yeah, victory. So if you do that, it's going to pay off in a big way. There's recognition, reward, victory here. Especially, I always have mentioned that this comes after the 5 of Wands, which can be a very creative energy in and of itself, because there's like brainstorm energy, all sorts of different people coming to the table with their opinion or their idea, and maybe they don't all mesh, maybe they don't all work together, but the conflict and the chaos actually does lead to a victory or a breakthrough. So I would say that'd be really beneficial. And then the Lovers. So yeah, I think there's a pretty major decision you're making about, do I take some classes in this, and them being like life changing for you, not maybe even just as a project manager, but like in life in general. I'm really looking at the wings here, and if you can see on my, let me just show you, on this other screen here, I have some flamingos going on. So I don't know, looking into the spirit animal of the flamingo to me feels like there's further messages in that for you. But it's very interesting. What they eat kind of makes them get their pink color. So kind of going back to taking care of yourself. Like I'm hearing too, like you are what you eat. I think we've all heard that. But I don't know if you're thinking of ways to clean up your diet or wellness journey, whatever that looks like specifically for you. But and I just heard know better, do better. So I don't know if that's something you're like, oh, I need to kick this habit of 2 sodas a day, or whatever it is. Just you having that intuitive knowledge and wisdom already within you, and then following through with it's really going to benefit you. So very cool. Let's see. Anything else people need to know? Really resonating so much. Communication is a key theme for me right now. Yeah, I can totally see it. These cards definitely aren't going to lie. Even with Taurus, I reached out and said we should hang out, talk, because I've noticed communication has dropped and it feels like old patterns. Yeah. Yeah. And you're just wanting, and it's funny, we're talking about old patterns and then Leo energy comes out. But there might be something that you learned or you're continuing to learn in that relationship that you did have with Leo that is going to benefit you in your relationship with Taurus, or certain systems or ways of operating within the relationship with Leo that you don't want to see repeated with Taurus, that you are, kicking that to the curb and learning. But this is the extrovert. So this might be about getting out there more with your Taurus, getting out there, going on dates together, just maybe getting like figuring something out as far as like a dance routine and like dancing, doesn't have to be too flashy, too showy, but just being a bit more extroverted when you're with him can make him feel more comfortable. Not that he's uncomfortable around you, but just to remind him why he likes you so much, because you are who you are, which is beautiful. All right, any other final closing words of wisdom or advice for Pika Lee? One thing I appreciate with Leo is our open communication. Well, there you go. There's just your clarification, validation. Yeah. Because at times when you do go without communicating, maybe with Taurus, you feel like there's a big chasm or a big canyon developing between the two of you, which, it feels like it's valid because maybe you haven't been as communicative or talking with him. But at the same time, it's more like mental, like in your head. Not again that like there's any problem there, but we kind of will default to, oh, how am I wrong? What did I do? No, there really is no big chasm between you. It's just, it might feel that way, or mentally you might think, oh, we don't hang out as much. What if we're slipping? No. Oh, that's exactly what you want. You want to go dancing with him and go out more with him. I'm going dancing with friends tonight. Oh, fun. I could just see you dancing, you dancing queen. Yes, definitely feels like that when we don't communicate. Yeah. And again, there's really nothing to be worried about as long as you do keep the communication going and at least he shows up halfway to meet you with some communication. Because again, if it's just you communicating and communicating over and over and over and he doesn't really put much in, it's very unbalanced. So again, I feel like he'll be able to show up as you do put that communication forward. He'll be able to show up and meet you halfway. And then with the 12, again, there's more creative energy coming in here to assist you with your communication between the two of you. We're literally thinking that this is all in my head, like anxiety, or if there is a problem. Yeah, I do feel again, not, it's the familiar of, oh, well, last time that I went without communicating for a while, this is what happened. So it's almost like you're defaulting on the familiar, like, oh, I'm repeating this cycle. It's going to end up like Scorpio. It's going to end up like Leo. But really, it's not. It's not. This is a whole different ball game that you're, playing in. It's like going from the minor leagues to the major leagues. Like that's the jump that you've taken in this relationship. And as long as you can remember that and not fall back in old ways or, allow certain communication patterns from those relationships to leak into this one, you should be just fine. But again, he should probably pull his communication weight a little more than maybe he has been. But again, sometimes just having that, weekend away like you did or a date night could really just remind him of, I shouldn't just be busy all the time or I shouldn't just do whatever all the time. I should have more fun because this is fun. And remind him of the fun of life. Yes. All right. So I hope that resonated. You're on to some new big level up with communication for sure, and even maybe a breakthrough in communication with Taurus to where you can feel more extroverted around him and he can feel more vulnerable with you as well. All right. So Florence B, and I'm pretty sure she left her question above. Okay, Florence B. Okay, so what self-care can I do to improve my overall well-being, health, and beauty? I love it. And I did put it away over here, actually. Somewhere, right here. I pulled this out last time. Someone kind of had a self-care question. I love this book. I kind of do like book divination with this where I will kind of, do this and then I will intuitively select a page. Okay, this one. And I'm thinking the right side of the book. Okay, so practicing manifestation. So that, I guess, is a form of self-care. So to practice manifestation, this talks about deciding something specific you really want. So because we're kind of talking self-care specifically, how do you want to look? How do you want to feel? And maybe even going to Pinterest or some other place where you feel inspired and, saving or printing out pictures of, a haircut that you want to get or the abs that you want to create with your workout routine or, whatever it is specifically. But not just how you look, but how you want to feel, because feeling good in your physical body is like half the battle of being able to just show up in your life day after day. If you're dealing with digestive upset all the time or chronic migraines or fatigue, it can really put a damper on what you do and how you show up and who you are. And this is talking about, manifestation. This is letting you know already, Florence, that you have more power here than maybe you thought you did or, gave yourself credit for. I'm actually going to put this away just 2 seconds. All right. So as far as the question at hand, what self-care you can do, I would say, just kind of get an idea of how you want to look, how you want to feel to be able to improve that overall well-being, health, and beauty. Even if it's like a makeup tutorial or a makeup look that you like, but you maybe don't know how to create, maybe learning to create it or asking a friend to try to create it or something. But also like a haircut or just feeling good. Even wardrobe could be a thing too, but manifesting, using whatever manifestation technique you like to manifest improvement to your overall health, well-being, and beauty. But as far as your question goes, yeah, you might even be anxious about how you look, how you feel, and you feel like maybe other people are judging you based on that, or they don't, or you're maybe even afraid at times too that they are judging you purely on the way you look, or even just the way you feel. Like if you're not feeling the best and then you show up in a group setting, you're feeling like, well, maybe they're judging me because I'm not really participating because I don't feel very good. There could be an element of that, but just even just having general anxiety over your well-being, your health, how beautiful you deem yourself to be on the external and also on the internal. Um, there could be something you're examining here to improve that as well. Florence. Yeah, Six of Swords, there's healing. Maybe even like it's funny because it's usually like a short distance trip and usually over water because we're in a boat. But also it's my internet card. But when I first pulled this, I'm thinking like spa day, like booking a spa day, like a massage and a facial and a whatever else people do at spas, the sensory deprivation takes or whatever. Um, mani pedi, all the fun things, to really pamper yourself and to allow others to, of course, you're paying possibly for the service, but you're allowing others to take care of you in a way, by massage or the mani pedi or whatever. Um, would be a really good idea. Booking some sort of spa day or uh, even if it's just a massage or just a mani-pedi, that's spa day enough. But we have the magician on the back of the deck here, which really is that master manifester. And that's kind of where we started your reading, is being able to manifest the self-care. And I'm really getting a hint or a dose of intuition here as well. As far as like your overall well-being and the health aspect of being able to take care of yourself, kind of like we were talking about with Pika Lee, it's like, we know there are those kind of maybe bad habits of drinks or foods, beverages, the things that we maybe know we shouldn't partake in, or if we are partaking in them, maybe not too much, alcohol, maybe not too much coffee or too much sugar or whatever the case may be. But following your intuition can really put you where you want to be with your overall well-being, health, and also beauty aspect. Anything else Florence needs to know about self-care? Any self-care she can do to improve her overall health, well-being, beauty? Yeah, temperance. Very spa day vibes as well. Again, though, but this is about finding the moderation, the balance. Again, going back to the things you maybe shouldn't do, or the things you should do but you're not doing, and just starting in a very balanced way, not going all in and going from not working out at all to like doing the insanity workout by Beachbody or something. You don't have to go to extremes here. This is about starting small, or at least big enough to where you feel like you are making some forward momentum. If just tiny baby steps don't do it for you, they don't do it for some people. They feel like they're wasting time, or they do need to go all in. If that's you, then of course, jump in head first with one area of self-care only, not trying to do all the self-care things. But if you're a all or nothing kind of girl, go all in with one and then kind of dip your toe in with the other things and find the balance as you go. If you're someone who wants to see good results real quick, real fast, you can do it that way, and most likely you won't burn out. But if you're trying to do all the self-care things and shift your overall health, your well-being, your beauty, all that all at once, it usually will crash and burn, and we won't be able to sustain that. We might see results right away, and then they just kind of go by the wayside because we just can't maintain it. But I'd say baby steps, or go all in on one thing and then kind of start to incorporate others as you go, would be your best bet with self-care. Especially if you're not getting as much self-care as you normally do or you want to do. Just start with like, I don't know, my best and favorite way to take care of myself mentally, physically, spiritually, all the fun things is a salt bath. I don't get one every night, especially once we get busy with activities and sports and stuff for kids. But I take one as many nights as I can a week to really just, refill my cup and get my relaxation in. And it, to me, just feels like the epitome of my self-care routine is a bath where I can take care of myself. I can read. Reading is a big self-care thing for me. And even if it's a fiction book, I love reading. It just allows me to refill my creative cup as well when I'm reading and consuming other like types of content as well. But again, in moderation, we don't want to go all in and just completely burn ourselves out, because that's all we're doing either. So I hope that helped, Florence. So, Ethan struggles with the what ifs. Like, despite you knowing the answer, you still think, what if this happens? What if that happens? It sucks. Yeah, I've been there. And that was really bad for me in my like late teens through, I would even say, my early 30s. Like that whole time frame, I would just, especially when I became a mom, I'm like, well, what if this? What if that? You can picture all the just horrible scenarios that could happen to your child once they are earthside. It's like the scariest thing ever. And I had to really work through that personally, just working through that. Therapy can be really good for working through that as well. Yeah. Yeah, I did stop, when I first had Boston. He's my oldest. When I first had him, I had to stop watching, like, Dateline and all that, and reading true crime books, because I could just picture that me being the parent who lost the child, or me being the, mom that got murdered, and then now my kids are, they don't have a mom, and it's like, I would put myself, as the empath, I put myself in those shoes, and I especially when my kids were really little, I couldn't do it. Um, and so I just knew that about myself. And although it still intrigues me, and I still will dip my toe in the true crime, arenas here and there, I don't allow myself to, like, get pulled in, sucked in completely like I was. Like, I read my first true crime book when I was in sixth grade, and it was called Cruel Sacrifice by Aphrodite Jones, or Aphrodite Jones. I don't know how you say her name. Um, but it was about basically this group of friends. There were, like, LGBT. They were like a couple of them were like lesbian girls, and of course in the 90s, like, that was a big deal. It wasn't as accepted and tolerated as it is now. But these, like, girls got jealous that this other girl was hanging out with this girl they liked, and then they, like, did all sorts of craziness and ended up, like, her body was beyond recognition. And I'm like a sixth grader reading this. What? I would not, my son now, my oldest, is in seventh grade. I would not let him read something like that. But yet here I was, the sixth grade. I mean, it really did a number on me. And it was just like, how could people do that to that poor girl? It was crazy. Yeah. And that just kind of, like, started this thing where I'd go to the bookstore and buy a true crime book. And it's like, I think my mom knew, like, she'd read the, like, sections of the book, like the, like, back of it, but I don't think she really understood what the heck I was buying. She was like, "Oh, she's reading. Look at her being all studious." But no, I was in the true crime book section of that bookstore like it was white on rice. Like, yeah, it was probably not good for my, like, anxiety as a teenager and even preteen, right? But yeah, I would read those, like, obsessively even in college, like, all the way again up through past college. And then when my kids were real little, I just had to stop. I just had to be like, no, there's so much evil in this world. I can't just allow that to be my form of entertainment. What am I doing? Oh, it's like a weird, like, something I would never want to be a part of, never would do or create, purposely do to somebody. But yet it was like a weird fascination with how someone could be that messed up to hurt someone in that way or kill somebody. Like, it's creepy. Yeah, it does create a lot of anxiety. And even, like, watching, like, horror movies, like, I just completely stopped doing that even before I had kids. Because I would just be watching it, and then my, like, hands are all tensed up, my jaw's tense up. I'm like, this is what I'm calling entertainment. My body is physically, viscerally reacting to what's going on the screen, and that's okay. Like, I probably shouldn't do this. Yeah, but, like, right now, my husband and I at night, we're watching the series The Good Doctor, which is a really, good, like, drama, like, hospital series. But even then, I'm, like, getting, like, tensed up and, like, I'm like, is this really good for me? I mean, usually there's a happy ending at the end of the show, but, like, sometimes there's not, you know? Yeah, I think the more you experience the world, the more it feels real versus just fiction, right? And becomes more personal and in person personal. I totally agree. Yeah, that show, it's really good. We're, like, in, I'd say, at least halfway, if not more, through the second season. So I don't know if something big happens, and, like, there are certain things in, like, Grey's Anatomy, or what the one for me that I was like, no, was The Walking Dead. I love that show. I watched it, like, religiously. Again, when my kids were, because it came out in 2010, and Boston was a baby when I was watching that show. But to me, it's like I could separate myself from it until season 6 happened. And anyone that's watched The Walking Dead season 6, where they introduced Lucille, we'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to spoiler alert that for anybody. I couldn't. I physically almost vomited. I'm like, they went way over the top. The two people that were contenders for Lucille, I thought it could be one or the other of them. I did not see that plot twist coming. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but those that know, and I haven't watched not even that was like the beginning of season 6, I think, that episode. I haven't watched one since. I couldn't. Like, no. I've come to love these characters and you just did this? What is happening? What is happening? Oh my god. I used to watch all the Unsolved Mysteries and AMW growing up to, right? Yeah. America's Most Wanted. Yeah. And Motherhood killed that dead for me also, and I never recovered. Yeah. Same. I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries all the time with Robert Stack. His creepy voice was like, and then that creepy music. I totally butchered that, but you know what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, wow. Yeah. Not probably the best thing to go, and it would always be on right before you go to bed. So it's like probably not the best thing to watch right before bed. Yeah. All right. Well, we have a giveaway to do. So let's do that. And then everybody who's here that participates in the giveaway, even if you don't win, don't go away, because right after we do select the winner for the giveaway, before we do the reading for the winner, I'm going to write down everybody who wants their name in the hat, so to speak, to write it down. And then we'll do the reading for the giveaway. And then I'll pull a name out of the jar here for a 1-card pull. So you don't have to ask a question to win that. It'll just be a general, whatever the card needs to tell you. So those of you that don't know the drill, we'll just go over it real quick. I'm going to pull a tarot card, and the first person to guess or use their intuition to figure out what that tarot card is that comes out of the deck is going to win the reading. And you can start guessing right now. Just start popping out tarot cards. And whoever wins will win the reading. And of course, the card that comes out is part of your reading. Sorry, I got lots of phlegm building up in the throat. Okay, we have the winner right here. Okay, and if we get going and going and going and no one gets it, I will narrow it down. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of good guesses. A lot of good guesses coming through. And so much so, I better make sure we don't have it here. Oh, do we have it? Let me see. Okay. I thought we had it, but we don't. So if what was going on above is any indication of what's going on, yeah. Just make sure. Because I accidentally saw one person guessed one thing, and then that was Cheyenne. I'm like, oh, Cheyenne got the devil card. And then, but actually Linda had it a few above her. But I gave them both the reading because I messed up. Okay. Let's see. Let me scroll down slowly so my chat doesn't jump. It likes to jump. It just jumped. Okay. If we have not narrowed it down, it is a court card, meaning page through king of one of the suits. It is a court card. We might already have it though, so stand by. I'm still trying to slowly get down the journey here. Okay. Not seeing it yet, at least up here. Oh gosh, we've jumped. Let me go back. Okay, I'm hoping beyond hope I didn't skip someone who got it. Okay. Oh, it keeps jumping. Why? Okay, I'm seeing guesses here. I'm just hoping I didn't skip somebody because my chat keeps jumping. So court card. Is it really that no one got it yet? Okay, am I just missing something here? Okay. Don't jump, chat. I'm watching you. We need a hostage negotiator for the chat. It keeps jumping. Get it. Okay. How am I not seeing it? Court card, meaning page through king of a suit. And if someone got this and I'm just completely missing the mark, I apologize. But I'm not seeing it yet. Okay. All right. No, still no. I thought we had it. Okay. All right. Oh wait, did I see it? No, someone guessed. Okay. So no, we do have it. King of Wands, Brandy Lynn. King of Wands. So if someone had guessed King of Wands more recently than Brandy Lynn and I missed it, let me know. I'll scroll back to verify that that's my bad. But I'm still going to also give Brandy Lynn the reading. because that's the one I saw first. So I try to go all the way, like starting at the beginning and scroll down, 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 but my chat kept jumping back to the bottom and I have to scroll back up and then I jump when I'm not even there yet. So apologies if someone else had guessed it sooner. You would know, you're the one that guessed it. So let me know. Let me know if you guessed it sooner than Brandy Lynn. Yay, Brandy Lynn. Yeah. And then of course, now that we're this far, before we get into Brandy Lynn's reading, think of a question if you don't already have one, Brandy, and we'll get into it right quick. But anyone who wants to be added to the one card pull that's right after this giveaway for Brandy Lynn or whoever else I possibly might have missed. Oh, you guessed it after. Oh. Okay, so say me. Put the word me in the chat. M-E, me. If you want me to write your name and put you in the drawing for a free one card pull. And I'm going to just start writing them down. And anyone not guessed today, your name is going to stay in here for future live streams. So the more you're here, the more chances you have to win every time. Unless we draw your name out and you're not here, we'll toss that one. But we'll keep going. All right, we see some me's coming in. So we have Vicky. I'm going to write your name as it is on your screen name so we know who is who. Because we have a few Michelles and a few Ambers and whatnot. So yeah, so we have Vicky Downey. I'm going to fold that up. And this part might take just a moment, but yeah, we're going to do it. Fellstar, Ethan. Verifying that I've written your name. Okay, and the next one I see is Cheyenne. So this might be a time to go get a beverage or what have you. Downey. Oh, I'm running out of room. Okay, but I know who I wrote, even though I ran out of room. Oh, I'm gonna fold it. Fold them all, make them easier to pick up. Okay. Next, Amber A. Okay, Amber A. And not my best writing. These pieces of paper are tiny, hard to hold down. Not that that's an excuse. I normally have sloppy writing unless I try really hard. Okay, Florence B. It's hard to get the bottom there. Okay, Florence B. Going in the pot. Okay, Pika Lee. Verify. Fold it up. Okay, and Marlene. And Brandy Lynn, you can also say me as well. Just because you won the giveaway doesn't mean you can't also then turn around and win the free one card bowl. Who knows? Who knows? Marlene. Marlene. All right. And I have 3 papers remaining from my one sticky note. So anyone else who's just joining us, just put the word me in the chat and you will be entered to win, possibly, in now or a future live stream, a one card pull. Okay, 10 seconds. Jeopardy music. I'm not playing it for copyright reasons, but you've heard it. We've all heard it. Just pretend you're hearing it right now. Okay. So, Brandy Lynn, we are going to be, wasn't expecting to win, all I guessed. All I was guessing because I thought guessing gets you, the name in the drawing, so me. Okay, well, me, yes, let's get Brandy Lynn on the paper as well. Just trying to hold it. So we've got a weird L going on your name, but oh well. I know who you are on the paper. Okay. So Brandy Lynn, go ahead and think of a question, or if you just want to leave it open in general, that's fine too. But for today's participants, we've got them all in the jar here. So we're gonna, I'm looking at the chat, not the thing. Okay, and the winner is Marlene. Marlene for free one card pull. So because we drew your name today, we will toss that one now. But say 3 live streams from now, I pull Amber A, but she's not here, then I'll toss her name. Or I draw Vicky and she is here. We'll still toss her name, but she'll win. So yeah, it's kind of like a need to be present to win kind of situation, but these will all stay here. Hopefully my kids don't mess with them. I'll let them know, hey, don't touch those. Those are winners right there. So that we have this for future. And then of course, as we get more and more and more, I'm going to upgrade our size of our vessel here. But just to get us started, I was like looking for something. I couldn't find anything, but I still wanted to get this going today. So here we go. So Marlene, hold tight. You don't have to really ask a question for that portion of our giveaway, Marlene. It'll just kind of be like our free one card pull at the beginning, but maybe a touch more in depth than that, but maybe not by too much. So you're still winning something, right? So Brandy Lynn, question, how about we pull a name out of the jar and give them a reading? Oh, that's so sweet. Well, let's do that then. Let's do that then. Jeopardy music. I hope that someone that just got in here didn't leave yet, because you might be winning. Okay. Pika Lee. Oh, is she still here? Pika Lee, you won a reading, 1111 value. I'm going to give it a second just because. So we had Marlene, of course, and then Pika Lee might win the actual overarching giveaway. Oh, there she is. Yes. Manifestation in motion right there. That's so sweet of Brandy Lynn to give you her reading. So think of a question. Even if you don't really have one, you could just leave it open, whatever you want. So yes, Pika Lee, Pika Lee. Any prize I get, I'm happy with, right? Yeah. Okay, Marlene, so while we wait for Pika Lee's question, I'm going to do your one card pull, and I think I'm just going to stick to tarot, but we're going to go to this tarot deck instead. For Marlene, just what does Marlene need to know? Marlene, okay. Ooh, we have the Five of Pentacles, so there might be some left out energy, feeling left out, or just kind of unsure. Again, Pentacles really are like a financial card, and this one's like hanging out. I don't know if you guys can see how much. That card is also hanging out. I feel it's part of your reading as well. Yeah, there might have been some heartbreak in the past resulting or because of finances or money that was lost in some sort of investment or something you invested a lot of time and effort into that you feel isn't paying off. I think I just heard ding, 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 we have a winner. So there might be something you invested a lot of time, maybe even financial stuff into that you feel you haven't really reaped the benefit or reward from it yet, Marlene. But I do feel that there is like a silver lining because we kind of have like a nighttime scene going on. But once that wind picks up, once the sun is out again, it's like the wind is back in your sails. There's something that you can be recouped from maybe a past loss. If it's not the actual loss itself that you can, like if it was like some sort of investment that can now start to gain interest or, value, then it's almost like the death of whatever that past investment was is going to act as like that fertilizer for a new endeavor, if that makes sense. All right, so I hope that resonated for you. And Pika Lee, go ahead and post your question. Pika Lee. Should I stay in my current job or should I look into applying for a new job to make more money? Ooh, let's do a one card for each kind of condition here and figure it out. Pika Lee, her highest good, her best interest in alignment with her spirit. So staying at the same job or applying for a new job to make more money. Okay. Current job card is Seven of Pentacles. So to be able to make more money where you're currently at, it might take a bit of time. But to me, it feels like your focus could be there if you just kind of were, what's the word? Just knowing that that's what you were going to do. Like if there was a position or some sort of promotion you were working toward, which I don't really feel quite is the case yet. You might kind of have ideas, but there's not one specific thing you're like zeroed in on. But if you did zero in on something, I think it wouldn't take as long as you're thinking to actually achieve that next level up at work. As far as applying somewhere else, we have the Tower. I'm actually going to pull a clarifier on this because this Tower energy literally could be because you left the other job. I mean, that could be the most literal interpretation of this. But as far as in the best interest for Pika Lee's career at this time, in highest alignment with her true spirit, Two of Swords, yeah. There's a bit of communication. That was the theme of your other question. Confusion is what I was trying to say about even where to apply, or if you didn't know where you would apply, just kind of going back and forth, like, well, but I do like my coworkers, but I do like the idea of something new, but I do like, kind of going back and forth. As far as ultimate best, greatest outcome, um, it might be somewhere possibly that you worked before, or just have a general vibe, or maybe some of the coworkers or one of the coworkers you worked with them before, they went to a different company. But there's this element of the past becoming the present if you do leave. But we also have the Seven of Wands, so there might be more competition. There might be competition, more competition than you even know of right now. That's on your radar right now at this other place, and it could even be competition with people from a past job. You're all very knowledgeable and worthy, that it just might not be a guarantee you're going to get the job, and not because you don't have the skills, but just because everybody else does too. It's kind of the vibe I get. um, Especially if this is a place that's already on your radar, or you've been kind of thinking about it. Oh, your big boss left recently, and I think she might be low-key recruiting me, right? Something new. um, Not to say you won't get this new position. You totally could. It's just, again, competition might be a bit stiff or a bit fierce. Yeah, let's see. As far as possibly getting this, yeah, Three of Swords. So it just might not work, as far as, because they might be trying to hire from within. That if that's the case, it would probably be very difficult to rise above and again stand out from a crowd. Or if they do hire someone from outside, again, it's not because you're not the best man for the job or woman for the job. It's just that there was someone with just maybe one more credential than you had, or one more in than you had, or you know, you just never know. So I would say though, this is just for like current energy. So if you say tomorrow start, expanding your work environment search for a different company, a different company, a different company, this is for anything that may already be on your radar as far as your boss. So that's that opportunity. And again, doesn't mean that, a few weeks from now or a month from now, a year from now, other opportunities won't open up where this new boss is working. They totally could. But as far as, you've already been at this company for X amount of time, and there's still forward momentum here. It's just going to take a bit of that dreaded P word, a bit of patience. But I would say don't sell yourself short and cut off any external career opportunities that are at a different company. I would still be very open to them, or very open to the fact that certain positions could open up in your current career job that would pay more money, or have a bigger bonus, or a promotion, or a raise, or a different job title could totally happen as well. So I hope that resonated. Yeah, there's definitely potentials here for a couple different things to happen, but again, for your current job, there might be just a bit of patience, and just with the way the economy is right now, in a lot of places, corporate America specifically, there is kind of threat of layoffs in certain, like tech industry, like a lot of different like big corporate places. There's layoffs going on here and there. A lot of them are like tech industry. So if you don't really work in the tech industry, it just may not apply to you. But kind of look into, kind of take the pulse of the industry you're currently in. Not to say your job that you're currently at is in jeopardy at all. No, not at all. But as far as there being excessive opportunities in your field, they might kind of pull back just a bit until they can kind of feel out this new economy we're in right now, if that makes sense. Yeah, trying to keep my eye on the market and internal opportunity. There you go. You're already got it figured. Yeah. And there's a lot of growth opportunities where I am now, but it's just not concrete yet. But like my coworkers and environment, yeah. And again, your company might just kind of be feeling out how different markets and tides are turning with the stock market, and interest rates, and even the price of gas, because that affects a lot of different businesses. There's so many factors that you don't think even have to do with your line of work that could be making those higher up decision makers in your company kind of a little leery of just willy-nilly offering all these new positions and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. hesitant to leave, especially in project management, since it's been some layoffs in the market. Yeah, yeah. And again, I don't see that your current job or anything is in jeopardy of a layoff. I don't see that energetically right now. And again, that element of patience, you're going to be there a while if you choose to, with that Seven of Pentacles. You have not been able to reap all the benefit and reward of this place that you can if you hang in there a little longer. So there's another kind of silver lining to that Seven of Pentacles energy as well. All right, you guys. I think that does it for today, right? Live 2 hours, 23 minutes, 46 seconds. And we have an ad coming in 14 seconds. So why don't we just let that ad take us out and have a wonderful, blessed, happy weekend. Thanks again so much, you guys, for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I will hope to see you. Hopefully I'm feeling better by Wednesday. So I will see you then. Have a blessed and happy weekend. Bye, you guys.